Busch Light Studios. This is ESPN 95.3.
Don't want to give Arkansas any kind of good shot at it. They're going to let Arkansas inbounds the ball.
Reed now 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Reed trying to dribble. 2 seconds, 1 second. Long shot. Got it! Holy smoke! The game is over! Arkansas up! Arkansas up! Arkansas up! Holy smoke! Unbelievable! From midcourt! Oh, I can't believe it! It is incredible!
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
40-year-old adolescents, felons, power drinkers, and trustees of modern chemistry.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Were you going to have a party here tonight, son? I don't know what that was all about.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
That seducer and spoiler must be stopped. He's extremely dangerous.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? Stop what you're doing and listen.
The Morning Rush starts right now.
So on this day back in 1981, U.S. Reed hit the half-court shot to beat Louisville in Austin, Texas, to send you past the number 1 overall seed in the NCAA tournament. 42 years ago today, that was the KATV call. Picked that one over, I guess, Bryant Gumbel. I don't remember who the guy that was calling.
Radio call.
The KATV coverage from the radio call, the KATV archives that had all that.
Paul was doing the game on the radio back then, and obviously you can tell the technology wasn't quite what we have today, but I don't know, Thurman's shot probably is iconic moments when you think Razorback basketball, all-time iconic moments, and it really can only skew itself to the video era forward. I mean, Thurman's one, and then maybe even if you just think visuals, Sidney Moncrief and the Sports Illustrated cover might be 2. And the U.S. Reed shot's got to be somewhere in the top 3 moments. I mean, what else am I missing here that would be all-time, just when you think about moments and things we've, at least I've seen a million times in my life, that U.S. Reed shot with that Texas logo on the floor is, comes to mind as he heaves it from near half court. So, I mean, that's got to be up there as the U.S. Reed shot. And then if you fast forward and you learn the story about how the basketball went hidden or more or less, couldn't be found for years, and you find out what the cheerleader had it ball bounded into the megaphone. He took it, and 40 years later there was I don't remember all the particulars, but it was decades later that U.S. Reed finally got that game-winning shot and that actual basketball back.
Yeah, they gave it to him at that ceremony where he was honored, and I thought that was a really cool moment, not just to be there in person for the honoring, but hearing that call. And so Paul took over, and I had forgotten he's from Iowa City and went to school at the University of Iowa, so you've got that connection. And
then hired from Nashville to come to Arkansas,
which there's not many.
He was the voice of Vanderbilt when he was hired to be the voice of the Razorback.
Little different when you're that now. Times have changed. Nashville is a completely different city then. I think people would be surprised if you were to do that today. But I thought that was cool. I had forgotten that he had the Iowa connection as you're heading to Des Moines, which is not where the University of Iowa is, but it is the capital city of Iowa, not too far from Iowa City. You got that connection as well. But watching that shot this morning and remembering that it was on this day 42 years ago, and you've had some crazy March Madness moments. I know it kind of gets going tonight. It depends on how you look at it. First 4 tonight. Now, I'm really intrigued by Mississippi State and Pittsburgh. We'll hear from Chris Jans coming up, his thoughts on just making the tournament all. First SEC action gets going tonight. And then, Tommy, with Mississippi State wins, we'll have 7 SEC games on Thursday and 1 on Friday. So the majority of the conference games will be played the first day rather than having to wait the second day. You'll know early if this league is worth anything.
I don't know if that was designed that way, but it's just the way the brackets fall. So, you're going to have a good idea, and we'll be able to have a good discussion on Friday about how good this league really was or why we thought all year long, and not just us. The country thought the SEC was great, and it failed miserably. I don't expect to win perhaps 7 games. If State wins tonight, that would be, 7 on Thursday, 1 on Friday. Isn't that right? So, what would be a good number? 4, 5? I mean, 7-0 would, not going to happen.
Yeah, it's asking a lot. Arkansas's got to hold up their end of the bargain.
Yeah, I mean, Arkansas's right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And at 8-9. So, I mean, maybe you say, well, all the seeds above that should win. Well, that's a reasonable way to look at it. Arkansas could be the one that could go either way. It could be the make or break game. So, would you expect State to win 2 in a row? There is some evidence that shows these teams that play on Tuesdays and Wednesdays have a little more success in the first round than you would think, because they get a little momentum and they get the nerves out of the way. And, there is some data on that in the short number of years we've had 68 teams that being a Tuesday or Wednesday team doesn't necessarily mean certain death.
Yeah, the 11s, not the 16s.
Right, correct.
the 11s, only again 116 seed in the history of the NCAA tournament has been to 1. You'd love Howard to somehow, some way upset the Kansas Jayhawks come Thursday. Wouldn't expect that to happen, but am excited. I've talked to a couple Arkansas fans, Tommy, already that are making the trip. I've got 4 that are staying with me from all different pockets of this state. They're excited to get up there this weekend, and I can't wait. I don't know if I've actually been to Iowa other than just driving through or flying over. I can't think of a time where I've actually stayed somewhere. I hadn't been to Ames, hadn't been to Iowa City. This will be the first time to Des Moines. I don't know how many Arkansas fans have either made trips or maybe family in Iowa.
For most people, when you go to Omaha, you spend a good part of your driving in Iowa till you cross over to Omaha. If you stay at the College World Series, a lot of times you stay in Council Bluffs just across the river. So, I think a lot of Razorback fans have spent time in the state. And if you bird hunt at all, or you got friends up there that, you like to deer hunt, I think they deer hunt with shotguns up there. The land's so flat, at least parts of the state, kind of like Kansas. They're known for, healthy corn-fed deer up there. So I haven't spent a ton of time in Iowa, but it is a good, healthy drive up there.
We'll ask later on what you think of when you think Iowa. That'll be something we get to in the second hour. We're gonna have Tom Murphy join us as always at 8:00, and then Bruce Stanton at 7:20. Are you doing the pyramid? I mean, Bama's up top,
season's over.
I didn't know if that was something you were still going to do at this point.
I can put one together, but, it's pretty obvious what the pyramid. We never had a week where Bama wasn't even a lock for the top spot. And, in the end, the league goes chalk at the tournament. 1-2 play each other for the championship game. And, we oftentimes dupe ourselves into thinking, well, this team doesn't care about winning the SEC tournament. Doesn't matter what they do in Nashville. All of these thoughts that we talk ourselves out of the top teams in the league. And, this was a year where the top teams in the league went to Nashville looking to win, and they did.
Looking at where Alabama is, they, as the number 1 overall seed, don't have that tough a road. I think Baylor could be a team that could beat them, even though Baylor's a little smaller. That's going to be something to watch. I think Virginia could give them some trouble in the Sweet 16 game with Tony Bennett. Bennett usually has successful NCAA tournament runs outside that one UMBC loss. So they're not guaranteed a Final Four in the South going through Louisville and going through Birmingham, but it sets up pretty well for Nate Oates and the Crimson Tide because they've earned it to this point.
Yeah, and that's the way it's supposed to be for the number 1 overall seed is the easiest path. So it would be, what is it or bust? Is it, for some teams, even though you get into 1 seed, it's still a Sweet 16 weekend, second weekend or bust. Is this Final Four or bust? Is this national championship or bust? What is fill in the blank or bust for me for Alabama?
Well, Oates has never gotten past the Sweet 16, so I would say probably Elite 8 or bust. Now, maybe in Tuscaloosa and Alabama, they feel differently, but
I bet they do. Because this program's never been to a Final Four, so I'm going to say it's Final Four or bust, probably from a fan perspective in Alabama. All right, we're off and running here on a Tuesday morning. Glad you're here. If you haven't filled out your bracket yet, go to hitthatline.com/bracket challenge or hit the button that says bracket challenge. Just hitthatline.com/bracket. Our 23 March Fever bracket challenge is presented by Buffalo Wild Wings, 810 Billiards and Bowling in Fort Smith, Wheels RV in Springdale, and Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith. We have great prizes for the best overall bracket, best bracket in each rounds, 1 through 6. Also, the best Sweet 16 and Final Four brackets. So when you're like me and your bracket's busted, you can come back for the second weekend and fill out a new one. All the details are online. Just go to hitthatline.com. It's also brought to you by Swift's Jewelry in Fayetteville. Cop CDL Academy in Van Buren, and River Valley Truck Outfitters in Fort Smith. Get your bracket in by this Thursday morning.
All right, more of the Morning Rush coming up.
ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com's exclusive coverage of the NCAA tournament is brought to you by Mossback Fish Habitat. Made in Arkansas, the leading manufacturer of artificial fish habitat designed to enhance your fish.
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates, is looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. If you are a fence builder or have building or welding experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man offers great pay and a $500 sign-on bonus. Join the top fence building team and get a $500 sign-on bonus. The Fence Man. Apply today in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Remember this top 10 hit from 1983? Boy George, I Think You've Got It. It's Church of the Poison Mind by Culture Club. The culture is continuing to poison the minds of our youth by clubbing them with everything but the truth. But when we heed God's word, He gives us the solution to all the gender confusion. The true poison is believing that evil is good and good is evil. I'm Pastor Eve from Woodland. Think about it.
BetOnline remains your number one source for all your sports betting this season. Everything from the NFL and bowl season to esports. You'll find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at BetOnline. BetOnline features live betting, free contests, and live scores for almost any sport or game imaginable. We're the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite leagues and events. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE to receive your rewards. That's BLEAV. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Hi, I'm Mike Van Jr. with Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. You can count on my team to provide top quality pressure washing and exterior cleaning services for your property.
What all do you service?
Fence washing, gutter, or deep concrete cleaning for your home, commercial business, and more.
Do you have insurance?
Absolutely. We're covered with liability insurance, and we also use safe and effective wash methods, leaving your home or business looking brand new.
I guess I need to go to your website, mjmobilewash.com.
Or just give me a call at 479-763-5561. Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
When you stay overnight, you want the accommodations to feel comfortable and feel like home. Well, at Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels, you get exactly that. You can check out all their locations at bphotels.com. They have locations in Fayetteville, Bentonville, Little Rock, Jonesboro, Conway, El Dorado, Arkadelphia, North Little Rock, Bryant, Hot Springs, Ardmore, Oklahoma, and coming soon to Kansas City. bphotels.com. Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels, looking forward to serving you in 2023.
Are you looking for the best Razorbacks insight and analysis?
Hell yes.
How about listening to an Arkansas football legend?
Matt Jones, all he does is make big plays.
What's the voice of the Hogs have to say?
Hey, what a great crowd last night.
Don't forget about the Omahogs.
The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Matt Jones, Chuck Barrett, and Phil Elson, the best in the business on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share.
Lotto ticket at any Arkansas Scholarship Lottery retailer or on the Jackpocket app. Good luck, Lotto players. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC wants to buy your vehicle, and they'll pay top dollar today. Pre-owned car values are at an all-time high, and your car is worth more today than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Buick GMC, and they will pay you more for your trade. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they will still buy yours. Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
I appreciate, Ty, you and Tommy having me on this morning. It's always great to join the Morning Rush.
Devo, 10 to shoot. Right side, Smith hesitates. Baseline, pull-up jumper, good. Smith with 20 seconds to go, hogs up one. Green's going to try to dribble from one end to the other. Tried to dump it off, and Devo stole the ball. Devo stole the ball, and he's fouled in the backcourt by Broom.
Watch the Morning Rush on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Just search Hit That Line.
Arkansas is in the midst of spring football. Spring break's going to break that up a little bit, and they'll come back. Sam Pittman meeting with the media tonight. We're going to talk about that coming up in just a sec here on the Morning Rush.
You know, we got a lot going on. You got baseball tonight and then tomorrow, and then you've got, like you said, some spring football going on. The women are going to play in the NIT. Great time and opportunity to get by and see our friends at CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. They're off the Weddington exit in Fayetteville. If you're in the Russellville area, Ty, exit 81. I promise you're not going to have a better burger, a bigger order of fries with that fry sauce that they're going to load you up with at CJ's.
Yeah, the fry sauce is the way to go. Like Tommy said, if you haven't gotten it yet, when you're in town for Arkansas baseball, as a former baseball player, there's only one place to go. That is to see Keith Wilson and his team at CJ's, and it's easy. You can either dine in, you can order on the app, you can order takeout, and you can also take it through the drive-thru as well. We know Peyton Stovall is a big-time CJ's fan, and he loves to go with his teammates a lot of times, and you should too. If you haven't had it yet, most of you guys have, but if you haven't had it yet, you need to go try it. Now, most times, Tommy and I get the burgers. He likes the grilled jalapenos. I like the grilled onions and mushrooms, but you can't go wrong with the chicken sandwich, and you also get great salads at the Northwest Arkansas location with either the grilled chicken or the burger option as well. So if you're wanting to do a little bit healthier, you can do that. I'm the double guy. That's just me. Fries and a brown sugar milkshake. It is awesome. That is my go-to order. So stop on by and see our friend Keith Wilson at CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best, and they are at CJ's. Now, I'm ready to hear some pads crack. I'm ready to hear some pop, and I know we're going to have to wait a little bit until actual football season to see that in front of our eyes and see what we love, which is college football season. But spring is somewhat of an appetizer. Arkansas spring game is the 15th of April,
yes,
or is it 16th? I was forgetting
15th.
Which one it was.
Saturday the 15th.
And I know they announced technically as a spring game. I'm still waiting to see because I know they've done some different things in the past with actually playing a real spring game, actually doing just a glorified practice or whether. Either way, you're about a month out from that said spring game or whatever. So between now and then, there's going to be a lot of storylines, a lot of questions about, hey, what's going on with the team? What's going on with particularly KJ and Rocket, who are your big star players? Who's going to be the leader on defense? There's a lot of questions I think people have and fans have and our listeners have about this football team.
And right now, April 15th listed as an open spring practice. It is going to be televised on ESPN Plus and SEC Network Plus. It's a noon start. It's going to be a busy day. Got the Tennessee series on campus that weekend in baseball, so be a lot of things happening, and probably the spring football practice is second or third on the list, honestly, that weekend. But quarterback is the one place, and you always kind of want to be here as a head coach. And when you're a fan of a team, you don't really want to have a lot of question about who your starting quarterback is going to be. You got one more year to kind of enjoy. You know who it is going in. You're solidified in that spot, but who's he going to throw to? New starting roles up front in the offensive line, and then everything's going to be new on defense to a great degree. Basically, with the exception of one returning assistant coach and Deke Adams, you've got a whole new crew, got a lot of new faces, got a few guys like Quincy McAdoo that maybe is kind of going to be the face of your defense to some degree. And but defense is probably where I've got more curiosity than probably any other place on this team right now.
You got some recruits that just committed yesterday. Noriel White out of Mississippi, 4-star athlete, had offers all over the place. Auburn, Florida State, LSU, Ole Miss, and then Deion Stutz out of MUS, Memphis University, Ole Miss, A&M, South Carolina, and others. Those were some MUS is a school that a couple of my buddies from Arkansas went to. But yeah, this is something that I think as we get closer and closer to the spring practice, spring game, whatever you want to call it, I don't really care. I think the defensive things that you're talking about with the coaches and other just parts of, hey, who's going to fill this position, who's going to fill that position, they're weak here or you don't know what's going to go on here. I think maybe you'll get a better grasp of what that looks like in spring football these next few weeks.
Considering all of the change and the transition with coaches, with players, with defense, I really like the way the schedule sets up at the beginning next year, where you're not starting out with a conference opponent or a top shelf non-conference game like you had with Cincinnati early in the schedule. Western Carolina, that game's in Little Rock. Then you got Kent State and BYU. Obviously, BYU should be the toughest of those three challenges, and they'll be a Big 12 team, I guess, when you play them next, right? So before you open conference play. So I like the fact that you ease into it a little bit when you're transitioning. Now, flip side of that is you don't really know what you have till you play probably LSU. I mean, and not that BYU won't give you a test, but you won't know if you're at an SEC level, obviously, till you play that particular game.
Isn't that weird saying that the BYU is a Big 12 school? Got to kind of you got to wrap your mind around saying that a little bit. Cincinnati, BYU, UCF, and Houston, right? That's the other one. I've got to make sure I get those locked in my head. And then you've got the Pac-12, which will eventually lose UCLA and USC going to the Big Ten, and then of course Texas and Oklahoma coming to the SEC. Starting in 2024, which not only ups football, but a bunch of other sports as well. Cannot wait for that first year to get going with all the different sports, not just on the football field, but in other various places as well. As we, so I guess it's March the 14th right now. Are you still surprised they haven't announced the official football schedule? I know Dellinger put out that graphic of what he thinks or what's being reported.
Talking about for 2024.
Yes, yeah. Correct.
What's the benefit to the league to do it now? Generally, football schedules are released during football season for the following year, usually somewhere around the middle weeks of the season. SEC Media Days is in July. There's really no benefit to formalizing the schedule. Plus, you're working with all the schools. They've got to – I think the other shoe that's got to drop in this is, are you going to stay at 8 games for a year or two? You go into 9 – and I'm talking about league games. You go into 9 SEC games. All of that's part of the negotiation on the future football contract with ESPN, which has renegotiating clauses in it as they expand. So they're already going to the table for different money with Oklahoma and Texas. There's different money if you play 9 games versus 8. You got to figure that out with unbalanced schedules. So I think that's before you can really, put anything definitive. You may figure out who your your permanent opponents are, but I want to know, are we going to stick at 8 or go to 9? Because that's the big thing right now with me.
I think a lot of people have questions surrounding that. Football, man, it seems like it's far away, but it's really not when you think about it.
Oh, sure isn't. Hey, we're brought to you by our friends at World of Wireless. They do all kinds of home services, not just satellite service. Home internet, if you live east or south of Fort Smith in the River Valley and you struggle to get good internet service, go to wowfastinternet.com. Find out if you live in their coverage area. It's fiber to air, which means you're going to get high speeds with no throttling, no data caps, and a low monthly rate starting at $49.95 a month with World of Wireless. So if you need great internet service and you can't get it now, go to wowfastinternet.com. Find out if you live in the coverage area or stop in at World of Wireless right at the light next door to Frank Rowe Furniture in Barley.
UNLV in town, Baum-Walker Stadium, a 6 o'clock game tonight. We'll talk about that coming up on the Morning Rush.
ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com's exclusive coverage of the NCAA tournament is brought to you by Mossback Fish Habitat. Made in Arkansas, the leading manufacturer of artificial fish habitat designed to enhance your fishery. Get your fish habitat products today at mossbackfishhabitat.com. Big Creek Trading Company has everything you need to get ready for the upcoming turkey season, whether it's on the water or in the woods. Allen has it at Big Creek Trading Company at the corner of Highways 62 and 65 and 412 just south of Harrison.
Wheels RV wants you to seek out all the natural state has to offer this year. Explore Arkansas in a new RV from Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, or Alliance. All the best brands at the best prices. Enjoy peace of mind with our lifetime warranty on every new RV and a mobile service shuttle to keep you camping. So come on in and discover why Wheels was voted the best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, 2-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
Call Phil Hicks in Greenwood or Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith.
Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedures for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics. Drs. Sparkman, Nanda, and Farmer give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confident, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
Hi everyone, this is Lisa with Davis Floor Covering. Are you ready to update your home or office and get it looking its best? Whether it's new carpet, hardwood flooring, tile, stone, or luxury vinyl plank, Davis Floor Covering can help you with all your flooring needs. With the best brands such as Bella Sarah Hardwood and JP Mathis Vinyl Plank Flooring. And we even do countertops, so come on in and let's get started. Davis Floor Covering, 3 locations to serve you: Fort Smith, Springdale, and Tahlequah. Or call us, 479-452-4808.
What do you get when you pull into Tony's Tire Service? You get the best selection of tires for any car, truck, or commercial vehicle. Tony's Tire Service has Cooper tires and is ready to serve you to get you back on the road safely. They'll also get your vehicle fixed with brake replacements, plus an alignment with the best repair guy in the area. Tony's Tire Service has been serving the River Valley for over 34 years. Come let our guys replace your tires with Cooper tires and our service department to make sure the vehicle has the best brakes and alignments. Tony's Tire Service, 7200 South 28th Street in Fort Smith. Service you can depend on.
The people have voted, and Evans Body Shop has been recognized. Voted best in the River Valley this year and 5 years running best of the best independent body shop. We are so grateful for the support of our community. EBS has hundreds of 5-star reviews and countless satisfied customers. We invite you to experience a customer service level that sets our shop apart from the others. Call or come by today to see why we say
Evans Body Shop, where we meet the nicest people by accident.
Precision Overhead Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all of your overhead door needs. Fully licensed and insured, with locations in Rogers and Fort Smith, serving all of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Give them a call today at 844-PDS-STORE or online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Back-to-back winners of the Best of Award, Gold Best Garage Company in Northwest Arkansas, and also winners of the River Valley Precision Overhead Door.
Are you ready to work for one of the area's premier companies? If so, Forsgren wants to offer you a rewarding new career. Forsgren has been building the foundation of the River Valley for over 80 years. Forsgren is recruiting for experienced concrete finishers, equipment operators, truck drivers, and laborers. Forsgren is a destination point for men and women with a drive toward excellence. Join the Forsgren legacy. Apply now on any device, anywhere at GoForsgren.com. That's GoForsgren.com. Forsgren Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC wants to buy your vehicle, and they'll pay top dollar today. Pre-owned car values are at an all-time high, and your car is worth more today than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Buick GMC, and they will pay you more for your trade. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they will still buy yours. Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Trying to talk to the morning rush, much more important than my real job.
Smith saved it inbounds to Devo. Ahead to Council for a one-hand dunk. A one-hand throwdown on the other end. John Calipari wants a timeout. The Gimme the Hogs Chuck podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Brought to you by Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. You can listen to it at hitthatline.com or wherever you hear your favorite podcasts.
UNLV in town tonight, 6 o'clock start at Baum-Walker Stadium, one of the few midweek games that you have left. It is going to be a cold, chilly one tonight here in Fayetteville. We'll tell you about that game coming up.
Hey, we're brought to you by The Fence Man, the company we trust, the company you should trust when it comes to building a fence or gates or any fencing repairs you might have. If you just need a wood privacy fence or a standard chain link fence, whether it's 5 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot, maybe you need a commercial build where they build you up an 8 or 9, 10-foot fence and then put the razor wire around top. They do all kinds of fencing. Custom projects, commercial projects, residential projects, even custom wrought iron installations. They got very talented welders that they have on their team. They can build you custom gates and fences that look great and have even the powered automatic gates on them as well. 782-3936 is the number for the Fence Man. That's 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
What are you talking about, Vegas?
Vegas, baby, Vegas.
Now, this ain't Tark the Shark, Tommy, coming in tonight. You've got baseball team. You haven't played these guys since 2014. It's been a while. Arkansas, I think, is 1-1 under Dave Van Horn and actually have the losing record.
1-4. They lost, and we're going back to the year I graduated high school. 94 went out and got swept out there. So none of that really means a whole lot. I thought the way they got their nickname, we think about the running Rebels when we think about UNLV. They're called the Hustling Rebels.
The Hustling
Rebels in baseball, I guess.
Okay.
So
the Hustling Rebels.
So 6 o'clock tonight, 3 o'clock tomorrow. Arkansas is going to go with a lefty and Parker Coyle, 6.75 ERA, a righty, and Joey Acosta goes for the Hustling Rebels, who has a 1-0 record and just a touch under 6 on the ERA. Arkansas has not announced their pitcher for Wednesday's game. A righty, Jordan Hansen, goes for UNLV on the mound tomorrow.
Speaking of this baseball team, how about Big Mac, SEC co-pitcher of the week? I want to make sure.
Of course.
Had a complete game, did it under 100 pitches, only gave up really 3 hits, and almost had himself a perfect game, and just missed out on that, but a complete game for this, or not a perfect game, a no-hitter, but a great outing from McIntyre, and he's been good this season. He's 3-0 on the year, so you'd like that to continue. Yep. Just hope that he can be that solid second night guy, because a lot of times when you think about Arkansas baseball, you think about Blaine Knight, you think about Isaiah Campbell as of late, and you're just hoping that that second night guy can be just as solid for this baseball team. And so far, Mac is, after some early season struggles, has kind of rounded into form a little bit.
Yeah, last couple outings have been better for the Bryant product, and like you were saying, 97 pitches in that complete game effort, gave up an unearned run on 3 hits this past weekend to La Tech. So, yeah, you'd like to see this weekend, when you now step into SEC play for the first time, a complete game's not going to happen, because it had been a while since even a Razorback had done that. It's almost unheard of in any level of baseball anymore. But, he was really efficient this weekend. That's what you want, is even if it's 6.5, 7, 8 innings of work, that it's efficient the way he was this past weekend.
How many tickets can we give away for tonight's game?
Oh, we can give away a few.
Okay. I want to go and do one of those now, since we're in the midst of baseball.
Yeah, we can.
All right. 877-377.
Give away a pair.
Give away a pair. 877-377-6963 if you want to call or text. And we'll do caller number 5, and we'll give away a pair tonight's game. 6 o'clock, so it's not like you have to miss work for a good chunk of you in Northwest Arkansas. Maybe you can leave a little early if you're listening to other pockets of the state. But 6 o'clock tonight against UNLV. Give Christian your first name, last name, where you're calling from, and your telephone number, and we will send those over to you this hour. Again, we're giving away tickets all season long here on the Morning Rush.
Yeah, we'll hook you up with some seats. Now, if you can't go to the game tonight, don't call. Don't get the tickets. I gave away some tickets over the weekend on social media, and a couple of those pairs didn't get used.
Oh, really?
Please use the tickets.
Oh, man, that's a bummer.
We'll take the tickets and then not use them.
We got baseball tonight. You also got the first 4 tonight. Now, I really don't care about the first matchup, Southeastern Missouri State and Texas A&M Corpus Christi. I will probably watch it, but I am really actually invested to see what Mississippi State can do against Pittsburgh. That game is on True TV. The only time that True TV Gets watched all year. Seems to be during the NCAA tournament.
I figured you as a hardcore Impractical Jokers guy. That's right up your alley.
I really don't like that show. That's right up my. I have a bunch of friends my age that watch it, and I just don't think it's that funny. I mean, just being dead honest. I don't like it.
It's one of the few shows I think is actually funny.
Really?
Oh, I'll watch that. I mean, it's one of the few shows that out there that's new that I think it's laugh out loud funny.
Really?
Yeah.
That was the show when I was in college that we always watched at the pregame, and I just never. I don't know. Maybe again, I don't like mac and cheese, so sometimes there's oddities about myself that I am very open about.
Now, it's not a highbrow deal. If you've never seen Impractical Jokers,
No.
But if you like to see four guys that bust on each other and give each other the needle, a little bit, give them a hard time, that's your kind of show.
Now, I do appreciate when you give, because you give your buddies grief, I give my buddies grief. I mean, that's just something that guys do. I don't know. Maybe I need to watch it. Maybe the first season or the episodes that I watched just didn't do it for me. Maybe I need to rewatch it again and see if it's any good.
So, who do we like tonight? Do we think Mississippi State can beat Pitt?
Yeah, State, for sure. I'm taking Christiansen Company, the way they play defense. I know that they're offensively challenged at times, but you and I were going on and on about Tolu Smith, who hit the game winner against Florida in OT in Nashville. He's outstanding. And it's not like he's got this, he's I think 6'9", but he's just so big down low. Plays like a 7'2" guy. So I'm taking Tolu Smith and the Bulldogs.
What job? I was reading this. What job was his name connected to? Was it Texas Tech? Chris Jans? Yeah. Obviously, just now putting down roots in Starkville, but his name was, I think it was the Tech job that his name was linked to. So
could be
interesting to see.
Starkville and Lubbock, Tommy.
Boy.
Now, again,
I said, what a choice.
I said this when I went last year. I actually enjoyed going to Starkville. I had a really fun time. People
but you
were really
didn't
nice.
move there. You stayed for a weekend.
And we stayed out in the boonies. It was really funny.
The whole thing's the boonies.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
We get to our Airbnb. I'm like, are we going the right way? And it's just this kind of place out in the middle of the
sign
farmland.
that says Deliverance. What does that mean?
I was really confused.
Y'all hearing banjos?
It was out there, man. I'm telling you, it's farmland, and then there's a little college town stuck somewhere in between. And it was a good trip outside of Arkansas, getting spanked by 30 or whatever. We had a good time.
Is this a root for the league night? You got it.
Do you hate?
Have you watched a lot of Pitt basketball? I have not, so I don't have a lot of analysis to lay down this morning on State and Pitt. I think we're rooting for the league, and we think State will win. I can't really.
I could tell you
a lot about Pitt.
I could tell you Jeff Capel, former Duke Blue Devil, who you beat in the '94 championship, is their coach, and that's about
former Oklahoma Sooner coach too, right?
Mm-hmm. And he is.
And he the one that had the unlimited texting plan before unlimited texting was a thing.
Him or Sampson, I get it confused, but that's the extent. I know that he's happy to just be in the tournament, so that's the.
You feel like you're in by the skin of your teeth if you're playing in the 11s tonight.
Yeah, as at 11 now, it's a 16. You're an automatic qualifier. They just pick out based on the net if you're deserving to be in the play-in game or not. But yeah, But I like what you said earlier when talking about the 11 seeds. A lot of times you get that first game in and you get hot. Now, there's only been one 11 seed to advance to the Final Four. Do you know who that is? Do you know what play-in game?
Wasn't George Mason. They weren't.
That's close. That's in that same thought.
Yeah. Now tell me.
VCU. Back in 2011. The VCU, Virginia Commonwealth University, was playing in the play-in game. They made it all the way there.
Was that the first year for it? Or the second? It was fairly early on in the 68-team field.
It's first or second, if I remember that right. I think
so people are wondering, how... And listen, sometimes the tournament committee misseeds teams. Sometimes, do you think A&M's underseeded at 7? Probably, but when you look at the whole season, maybe it's closer than you think. Sometimes you whiff on an 11, and they're better than you think. Yeah. So I don't know. We're going to find out a lot tonight. I say a lot. We're going to find out a little piece of evidence tonight about how good the SEC truly is. And by end of business on Thursday, we're going to know a whole lot. And we're going to back around with a definitive answer about how good this league is.
Here's Chris Jans on the fact that they're just in the tournament.
We're going dancing. That was the ultimate goal that we've had since we've arrived. It's something we talked about from day one, that it wasn't about trying to build a program. It was about building a team each and every year.
Oh, they started at least in year one. We'll see if he ends up staying. As Tommy alluded to, he's at least being linked to another job. So Mississippi State is an 11 seed, right? And we told you this yesterday that 11 of the 26 teams that Arkansas faced this year are NCAA tournament teams, 7 of them hailing from this conference. So the other ones, you've got Bama as a 1, Baylor as a 3, Tennessee as a 4, San Diego State as a 5, Kentucky as a 6, Creighton as a 6, A&M as a 7, Mizzou as a 7, Auburn as a 9, and then USC Asheville as a 15. That's a dangerous 15 seed. Do not think that they can't upset whoever they're playing. I got to look on the bracket. UCLA.
You said UNC Asheville?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yes.
They play UCLA.
That's a tough. They are in your region. UCLA being in your region, being close to Vegas, that's something to watch for if they're able to get by potentially Kansas or have to get by you. That'd be a fun Vegas matchup at some point. But, Tommy, that's a lot of teams NCAA tournament bound that you had to compete against this year, which, again, Arkansas strength of schedule, one of the reasons that you are currently in this NCAA tournament.
Now, you got enough trouble in your own pod to worry about before Vegas, but St. Mary's is a team that they got to travel a long ways across the country, but that'd be a team that you may see get to Vegas, as that West Coast Conference could be well represented there. But, yeah, it's fun. I mean, I haven't completely filled my bracket out yet. I mean, I took some of the obvious stuff and put it down, and they got busy. I got to get cranking on getting some of that picked out. Maybe tonight will be the night while I'm watching the game that do it. Now, here's the thing I like about our bracket contest. When you log in and then you hover the mouse over a matchup, let's just say you hover the mouse over the Arkansas-Illinois game, it's going to give you a complete statistical breakdown of the two teams. You may know about Arkansas. You may know a little bit about Illinois. But, let's pick out another game. Virginia and Furman. You know how many points they average giving up or scoring? No, I don't. It's all right there for you. So that's the really neat thing about our bracket challenge. When you sign up at hitthatline.com, you got some intel right there with you to make your pick.
Yeah, I think it's a good one. I actually made our family group last night on hitthatline.com. My dad asked me to set it up, so I got that done. So we're competing. We have one at the office we're doing. We have one that we're doing over the course of everyone that signed up on hitthatline.com. We have our family one. I think I'm in one more as well. So the good thing is
easy to do, too.
Yeah, you fill out one bracket, and it just goes to all of them. You don't have to fill out each bracket separately by group or whatever. I usually just do one and have it represent all the picks, basically.
There you go. And easy to set your group up. You can make it public or private. So, like our work group, we made a private group, but we've got a Morning Rush public group. So, when you put your bracket together on hitthatline.com, you're eligible for all the prizes, but be sure and join the Morning Rush public group, and you can compare your bracket to all the other Morning Rush listeners that have joined our group.
Yeah, it's a good competition. It's fun. We like to do it every year. Just hopefully Zach Arns does not repeat, because I don't think we'll ever be able to hear the end of that if it ends up happening.
I've been looking for the setting in the back end of the computer on how to rig that, and I don't know how to mess with his bracket yet. I hadn't figured that part out. I think it's too secure for that.
Not just yet. Yeah. Well, I get a chance. I'm actually going to leave today instead of tomorrow, because Arkansas's practice starts early tomorrow, so we're going to get a chance to hear from Eric Musselman and some players, and then also get to see the practice at first, and that starts about 12:50 tomorrow. They sent out the practice schedules. Hopefully get a glance at what Illinois is doing as well as we get ready for our live coverage there in Des Moines, Iowa, a place I've never been again. Now, this
is a good food trip too, because you could. I guess you could leave. You could roll by Fayetteville, get you a CJ's Butcher Boy Burger. Then you roll up to Kansas City, get you a little plate of barbecue. And then you head up to Iowa, and you can get you, I guess, a pork tenderloin sandwich. I think that's what they're known for. That's kind of the dish up there. Is
pork tenderloin sandwich.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Fried pork tenderloin sandwich.
It is St. Patrick's Day, so I feel like I would be not doing my job if I didn't get a Reuben at some point down there. I don't know. They're not necessarily known for Reubens.
No, they're probably not in the Reuben territory. I mean, they're known for
steaks
for pork.
too, right?
Pork's the big deal. Pork. Okay. Iowa's of course, you think about corn, so you got to have corn on the cob or corn of some kind in Iowa. But they are one of the nation's top producers of pork in Iowa.
I was doing some research just on the state
probably
itself.
Some good barbecue.
Yeah, I was doing, like you said, on the state itself, and that was one of the things that was very high top at the top of the list, and I did not know about
pork
producer pork and corn, which I knew about corn, but I didn't know.
We don't eat a lot of pork tenderloin sandwiches. We eat pork tenderloin down here, but they take it and batter it and fry it because that makes it healthier, and put it on a bun for you. So I bet if you try it, well, you see it here and there around Arkansas, but up there it's like a staple on menus is generally you'll find pork tenderloin sandwich.
Have you talked to listeners and your friends? Are they going this week? And they holding out for Vegas just in case something crazy happens? What's kind of?
I haven't talked to a lot of people yet that are going, but I mean, this is also spring break week coming up next week, so a lot of people already have plans to go with the kids somewhere. I've got plans. I know a lot of people that are leaving Friday, going skiing or going with their church group skiing or going to the beach or somewhere this next week. So
I was lucky because my dad, a lot of times my spring break consisted of just going to NCAA tournament sites and stuff. That was a lot of times what we did during this time of year. I've been to San Antonio, I've been to Memphis, I've been to Taos, I've been to a variety, or not, maybe it was Taos. We did skiing. I think we also went to some NCAA tournament stuff. I mean, my
probably
dad
been in Albuquerque, in New Mexico.
Yeah, I think that's where it was. I've probably been to 10 NCAA tournament sites over the years. That was just, it was easy because my dad knew we loved basketball, and a lot of times it was a trip that he experienced because sometimes as a parent you sacrifice for what your kids wanted to do, but in that case he wanted to go and the kids wanted to go, so it was a win-win. Speaking of wins, Damian Beach in Fayetteville, Tommy, won the tickets.
Good for Damian.
Congrats. You'll get to go 2 seats tonight. And by the way, these seats that we're giving away throughout the season on the Morning Rush, they're quality seats. You've been open about that.
Chair back and everything.
Yeah, they're good old seats. So
no, they're behind the dugouts, so you'll have a good vantage point to watch the game.
That'll be a lot of fun on that.
All right, Damien, I'll get those over to you in the next break.
Yeah,
so we'll give away some more. I got a few more pair. Here's the thing: if we're not going. I'm not going tonight. I'm going to watch on TV because I'm going to watch basketball and baseball. It might be a 2 TV kind of night at the Casa de Craft, but, somebody needs to go and enjoy these games. So we're going to keep you guys out there listening. And I know good seats and sometimes just tickets to get in the ballpark can be hard to come by. So, we're going to hook you up throughout the year with some Razorback baseball tickets.
Do our best on that. Do you see that it's official? Chris Beard's going to Oxford? What do we?
Job just got harder. Everybody's job in this league just got harder. I mean, it's a major. I mean, put aside his personal issues and what went on that led to his dismissal at Texas. Did the league get better or worse with him in it? And by better, I mean quality. I mean this is a guy that. What are you doing in 1 year? Took him to 30 wins at UALR. And to the tournament, and then went to Texas Tech and had him playing for a national title in a couple of years. I mean, it was in the mix. Texas, he's not even there. And, I'm not taking anything away from Rodney Terry, but Chris Beard's the one that put this team together that won the Big 12 tournament title. And, a lot of people are going to have on deep runs. We'll just see, tournament hasn't played out yet. I don't believe for 1 second he's not going to make Ole Miss a power in this league. Now, I'm not saying he's going to take the place of what Alabama did this year, but Ole Miss is not what they go 2-16 or whatever. Well, I mean, they were a bottom feeder. I played that first day in the tournament, in the SEC tournament. This is going to be a guy that absolutely causes a lot of problems for other coaches in this league, and the difficulty of recruiting in this league, I think, just got a little steeper.
Yeah, he's a really good coach if you just look at the on-the-court stuff. But, I mean, you think about Bobby Petrino, Hugh Freeze, Chris Beard, stuff going on with Brandon Miller. I would think this is, from a conference standpoint and the approach, the term we've used over and over, win at all costs, I think a lot of people are pointing to that statement when some of these recent hires have been made.
Until your program does something that's labeled by others as win at all cost. I mean, we all live in glass houses. We may not want to realize it, but, Arkansas hopefully avoids these things. Sometimes Arkansas has, and I'd say consistently, taken the moral high ground on a lot of issues. And you go back to Petrino, and you can look at a few other things along the way. But I think there's also been equal criticism at Arkansas that sometimes you hadn't pressed the envelope to the edge of the table in recruiting or otherwise. Now it's a wild, wild world out there in the wild, wild west with NIL and the portal. So you better have a coach that understands that Arkansas does in basketball. It doesn't worry me about Muss and can he go toe-to-toe with this guy. We've seen him do it on the court.
Yeah.
Now the battles that you really got to watch with Chris Beard in this league are going to be from a recruiting standpoint.
What a game.
You know who's really bad news for? Not just Chris Jans at Starkville. It's bad news for Penny Hardaway at Memphis. It's bad news for everybody in this league as far as getting players.
And
now,
close in proximity.
Question is, how much money are they going to have at Ole Miss for NIL? Because it still comes back to that. But this guy has a track record of putting together great rosters. Now, does the off-the-court stuff this last year affect people's decisions to come play for him? I don't know yet. I don't think he knows yet how that's going to be received. But I can tell you this guy's track record is really good. It's full of winning.
Yeah, it's going to be, in terms of coaching acumen, a great addition for this league. In terms of the other stuff, not so great. Ole Miss said they did their due diligence when it came to this vetting, his hiring process and everything.
I bet it doesn't happen again. I mean, we said from the outset, a lot of times that this was an option on how this would play out with Chris Beard.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he would have to sit out a year and kind of rehab his image a little bit, but clearly that's not the case, and Ole Miss was willing to go now. But, and I know we've talked about this last week, two different deals with what the Brandon Miller situation was where someone died and a domestic violence issue where but Brandon Miller was never charged with a crime. Chris Beard technically charged with a crime but never prosecuted. So, I mean, to me, you're splitting some hairs. The consequences of both situations are apples and bumper cars. Someone lost their life in the Alabama situation, but not to discount what happened in Chris Beard's situation and reading the police report. I think any of us with any intelligence understand what actually happened, but also what the legal process is. And that's what you got to contemplate. I don't think any amongst us with any common sense believes that what was in the police report didn't actually happen with Chris Beard. I mean, and that's the moral dilemma that you're in if you're an Ole Miss fan this morning, trying to figure out how you feel about your new basketball coach.
See how it plays out in Oxford again. That's the recent big SEC basketball news from the weekend. We mentioned Mississippi State in action, first SEC game tonight. They win. They will be one of 7 games this Thursday, and you've got Kentucky playing on Friday, so that's kind of your SEC stuff that you have to look forward to. Did you see Bruce just text me in terms of where to eat in Des Moines, Iowa? He said, Bruce Dan, by the way, he said Proudfoot and Bird is the place to go if Tommy is paying for
Proudfoot and Bird must be a high-end steakhouse.
Yeah, it looks nice from the picture. You got Snitch, who's a frequent texter on Ruskin and Zach, recommending Wellman's Pub in Des Moines because their wings are amazing. So I've got a couple recommendations. Bruce also said to go to the John Wayne Drive Museum. So it's pretty close to where I'll be staying at. It's about a half hour away. Go see a bunch of John Wayne stuff.
Was John Wayne from Iowa?
Mm-hmm. He was born there.
What was his Myron? His real name is.
Oh, is that on his name? Is that just his
John
stage name?
Yeah,
no,
John Wayne's
okay.
not his name.
It's kind of like a radio name.
Imagine that.
I haven't seen it,
but I bet you there's 20% of this audience that either have a first, particularly people in my age group, have a first or middle name that is Wayne. That if you track it back, has something to do with John Wayne. Mine kind of doesn't really, because my grandfather, who is about the same age as John Wayne, the Duke, his name was John Wayne.
Eastwood or Wayne?
Huh?
Which one are you taking?
Well, I'm more of, Eastwood's in his 90s now, but Eastwood's closer to the era I grew up in. But there was a lot of John Wayne movies on at my house growing up. I know that. So, hey, you mentioned it's St. Patrick's Day coming up Friday.
Yeah.
Also, wedding anniversary day at the Craft House. Woo! But anyway, if it's your turn to be the designated driver this weekend, take that role seriously. Don't consume alcohol, not even one drink. Don't depend on the luck of the Irish this weekend. Please remember, drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by the Arkansas Highway Safety Office.
We'll give away some more tickets in hour number 2. Get a lot more Arkansas basketball 2 days away from the Razorbacks and the Final Illini. That's coming up. Hour 2 of the Morning Rush is next.
Wheels RV wants you to seek out all the natural state has to offer this year. Explore Arkansas in a new RV from Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, or Alliance. All the best brands at the best prices. Enjoy peace of mind with our lifetime warranty on every new RV and a mobile service shuttle to keep you camping. So come on in and discover why Wheels was voted the best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Semaglutide is a weight loss game changer. That's what the medical community is saying about the latest FDA-approved weight loss medication. Vici Aesthetics and Wellness is offering a detailed program to all of Arkansas, in-office or telemedicine visits available. So to schedule your medical consultation and get started on the #1 prescription choice by medical professionals for safe and effective weight loss while also reducing cardiovascular risk factors, call or text 479-343-8424. 479-343-8424.
Roger Scott for Leaf Guard of Arkansas. It's March Madness, baby. One of the most fantastic times of the year. Yeah. No. Not about the basketball tournament. I'm talking about the March Madness going on at Leaf Guard of Arkansas this month. Half off labor on a complete Leaf Guard system. The only true one-piece covered gutter system on the market that is guaranteed to never, ever clog. They're on my wife's house as we speak. With all the rain that we've had over the last several weeks, my foundation has not been in any jeopardy, and my life is not in any jeopardy because I don't have to get up on a ladder and clean out all that muck and mud and shingle grit that would be up there if I didn't have Leaf Guard gutters. Contact Leaf Guard of Arkansas right now. Get a hold of a sales associate at leafguardamore.com or 501-664-5400. It's the half off labor on a complete Leaf Guard system. 18 months no interest financing, senior and military discounts, minimum purchase and approved credit. It's March Madness at Leaf Guard of Arkansas, baby!
Harry Robinson Buick GMC wants to buy your vehicle, and they'll pay top dollar today. Pre-owned car values are at an all-time high, and your car is worth more today than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Buick GMC, and they will pay you more for your trade. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they will still buy yours. Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Make today more interesting with Betly's online sports betting action. You can bet on pro and college games with Betly, the only online sports book in Arkansas and Tennessee. And right now, every new customer can cash in on a $250 risk-free first bet. Download the Betly Sportsbook app now in the Apple and Google Play Store or visit Betly.com. With Betly, every game matters.
Must be 21 or older and located in Arkansas or Tennessee to bet. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Needing your roof repaired? Ramos Roofing is a local company that has over 25 years of experience, specializing in your residential or commercial roofing needs in the Oklahoma area. Ramos Roofing, a company you can trust, offering discounts to senior citizens, law enforcement, or healthcare workers, and assists in your insurance claims. Ramos Roofing, standing behind their work so you can stand under it. Call 479-420-9903. That's 420-9903. Ramos Roofing, working with you to build a better home.
Hi, this is Melissa Vitale, owner of True Grit Running Company. Your young athlete deserves the best when it comes to footwear. After all, it's good to start early so they don't have problems in the future. We've got options for training, cross-country, gym class, and more. Our well-trained staff can guide your student athlete through our personalized fit process to help find that True Grit fit. And for our cross-country kids, we offer a 10% discount off of your total purchase. Visit our store in Fort Smith, located behind Chick-fil-A.
For a dependable, fuel-efficient tractor from a company committed to the future, choose a Branson tractor. Each of our tractors is backed by a 6-year limited warranty with models available ranging in horsepower from 22 to 58. You are sure to find the tractor that is right for you. Make sure you call or stop in today at the new location for Bush Tractor at 6100 South 0 Street in Fort Smith. Again, that is 6100 South 0 Street in Fort Smith. Or you can check them out online at bushtractor.com.
When was the last time you looked forward to seeing the dentist? Well, if it's been a while, or if you haven't had the best of experiences with dentistry, meet Marcy Van Ash McKinney Family Dentistry. Give her a call at 494-7600. They'll take care of it all. Crowns, bonding, dentures, bleaching, and cosmetic dentistry. Marcy Van Ash McKinney Family Dentistry at 807 South 21st. Call for an appointment today, 494-7600. That's 494-7600.
Are you a qualified CDL driver with local or over-the-road experience? Tired of driving older equipment? Not having enough home time? Feel like a number? You need Patriot Transport. Patriot Transport, based in Centerville, with locations in Russellville and Van Buren, provides you with late model equipment, has a family atmosphere, and provides you the opportunity to make $95,000 per year. Patriot Transport works with you to get the miles you want and the family time you need. Change your life today. Visit patriottransport.com to apply. That's patriottransport.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we still have some chilly weather in place. Lots of sunshine statewide. High temperatures for the most part into the low 50s. Clear and frosty tonight with lows dropping off close to the freezing mark. And sunny for Wednesday with highs low 60s. Dry weather sticking around Wednesday night. Rain on Thursday. I'm Jennifer Naramore with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
When it comes to your auto repairs, call W&W Automotive at 242-1600.
You're listening to the Morning Rush live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3 KERX Paris Fort Smith. This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light, please drink responsibly.
Don't want to give Arkansas any kind of good shot at it. They're going to let Arkansas inbounds the ball.
Reed now 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Reed trying to dribble. 2 seconds, 1 second. Long shot. Got it! Holy Smith! And David Weber! Arkansas in! Arkansas in! Arkansas in! Holy Smith! Unbelievable! From midcourt! Oh, I can't believe it! It is incredible!
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
40-year-old adolescents, felons, power drinkers, and trustees of modern chemistry.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Were you going to have a party here tonight, son? I don't know what that was all about.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
That seducer and spoiler must be stopped. He's extremely dangerous.
This is the Morning Rush with Ty Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? Stop what you're doing and listen.
The Morning Rush starts right now.
U.S. Reed, 42 years ago today, hit the shot against the number 1 overall seed, Louisville, and Arkansas advanced in Austin, Texas. Now, Tommy, you were telling me they were getting booed because, you got all these Texas fans down there in the tournaments in Austin, and they don't want Arkansas to win, but somehow, some way, against what was looked to be as a superior opponent, they pulled it out that day.
Yeah, it's probably one of the most iconic moments. Thurman shots one. That one could be considered second because it's been played so many times and the stakes that was on. I think Sidney Moncrief's photo on the SI covers up there somewhere. When you just think about visuals, I'm not saying they're the most impactful. You could probably make a case for the Arkansas-North Carolina game and that shot with Ballantyne. That's somewhere in the conversation. But, yeah, U.S. Reed, any fan of about any age has seen that moment and seen that here as we get ready to embark on the NCAA tournament tonight.
Yeah, it gets going tonight. First 4, Mississippi State against Pittsburgh, and then you've got Texas A&M Corpus Christi against Southeastern Missouri State. The 2-16 seeds will play first, and that will be followed by the Bulldogs and the Pittsburgh Panthers. Jeff Capel against Chris Jans. That's the matchup coaches-wise we have tonight, and that's another name for Razorback fans. You remember Capel. You beat him in the 94 National Championship. Was a lot of fun. He's been a couple different places in the coaching ranks, an assistant at Duke, head coach of Oklahoma, and now he's the head coach of Pittsburgh, who I think it's their first NCAA tournament appearance since 2016. So it's been a while. You've got 3 straight ones they hadn't done since 06 through 08. Now this team, didn't they get bounced? I think they went to the first round twice, and then the last year they got bounced by North Carolina in that round of 32. They got beat by like 40 or 50, if I remember that right.
To me, though, the level of the teams these last 3 years versus that streak, it's a different conversation.
9 day, yeah.
Speaking of the night's game, I'm on the Bet Saracen app right now. Mississippi State's favored by 2.5 tonight in that game against Pitt in Dayton. And then you look at Southeast Missouri State and Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Who would you think would be favored? I know it's a pure guess.
Corpus Christi.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
You guessed right. 3.5-point favorite tonight. You want any of the action on the NCAA tournament? I think this Bet Saracen app is going to be a hot commodity.
Oh, yeah.
Later this week, you better download it now. They even have the, let me find it, go back here. The Arkansas game was up. Arkansas favored by 2.5 right now in the line that's on the Bet Saracen app. Let's see, the over-under is at 143.5 on the money line. Arkansas is minus 140. So there's other things we can dive into with this game and some of the in-game bets, but be sure to download the Bet Saracen app. Go to betsaracen.com, Apple App Store, wherever you get your apps. You can also watch a really cool video on how to use it more effectively and efficiently at betsaracen.com. And I think it's going to be a fun week. A lot of people will be doing that for the first time this week. Some fun in-game stuff going on with March Madness.
I know Bruce Stanton, who will be joining us shortly, he's curious what his Tennessee Vols will be able to do without Zakai Ziegler, who's out for the season. You've got some injury concerns in not with just the Houston Cougars, with, I guess, Sasser, who got injured in the semis. You said it was a groin injury, right? Isn't that what we said? Then you've got Kansas, McCullough, one of their better players, one of their starters. He's dealing with the back in addition to Bill Self's return. Keep an eye on that. And then you've also got there's one other team that's dealing with an injury concern, but there are some top dogs right now in this tournament that are not 100% fully healthy that you need to factor in. My buddy Eli Hershkovich, who does a lot of betting stuff in Chicago, he works for BetLines. Tommy, he was telling me that that in the Ken Palm era, Kansas has the lowest chance to make the Final Four of any team. And he likes Arkansas in that round of 32 game.
The Ken Palm era.
Yeah.
I've never heard that used in relation to
the stats. Ken Pomeroy does the stat, but apparently Kansas has the lowest percentage to make the Final Four of anyone in the Ken Palm era. Ken Pomeroy's been doing, I think, 20, 30 years.
Okay, so if Ken Palm is right, is net rankings wrong? I mean, I'm still struggling to value net rankings. And I think it means a lot to Razorback fans this year because Arkansas has been well represented with net rankings. We went over this. We had a lot of conversations how it's the primary tool. But you look for the selection committee and seeding and placement in this tournament. But then you look at the net ranking and then you look at the bracket, and I don't think those two necessarily correlate.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, which one to believe when you tell me something like Ken Pomeroy says Kansas is the least likely of the four to get to the Final Four. That's not what net rankings is telling me with all the quad one wins.
It had something to do with their shot selection. There's like a luck meter or something. It's again stuff that goes way over my head. But I was intrigued when he told me he legitimately thought Arkansas was going to beat Kansas. They got to beat Illinois on Thursday night, 3:30. Illinois, a really gritty defensive team, and they've got some guys that will absolutely fill it up in Shannon and Meyer. Meyer's been inconsistent. I think he's hit like 2 shots in his last 2 games, so he's a guy that, again, can get really hot and go really cold. So keep an eye if Arkansas is able to contain. He's 6'9". Shannon's a big, I think 6'6", if I remember that right as well. So they've got some size. We know that. It's just a matter of Arkansas can defend them or not. But it is, based on the different things I've seen, it is probably one of the closest matchups in this first round of the NCAA tournament, which often the 8 and 9 are. But I think a lot of people are curious. But I have seen a lot of people pick Arkansas in this one.
Well, of course, we're right in the hotbed here where people are going to pick Arkansas. But which conference is going to prevail? I think that's an interesting thing out of these first 2 days. Who has the better day? The SEC, the Big Ten, the Big 12? Who are we going to be talking about when the Sweet 16 is formed up? Which league is going to have the best representation? In an ideal world, you'd have, 2, 3, 4 from each league. To me, this is, put up or shut up time for this league who's, had some teams that have been highly heralded, but this is also a league that until recent weeks didn't have a great deal of representation in the AP poll. Now, which do you value that more? Net rankings been fairly good, had a lot of teams in the top 50. So to me, an interesting sidebar to all of this is which metrics are going to be proven to be right by the performances and the outcomes of the games.
Mm-hmm. And you asked me the question yesterday. I'll redirect it. Are you cheering for the SEC so you can validate the conference getting 8 teams in, or are you just saying screw everyone else, go Arkansas?
I mean, it's go Arkansas, but I mean, these are the teams we're most familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it's a more entertaining event to watch when the personalities of the coaches, the players that we know are involved. To me, that makes it a more interesting watch on TV. So, for the most part, I mean, there's a team or two I really don't care if I prefer they lose, honestly. Kentucky might be one of those teams we just prefer to lose. But it's more interesting when Calipari is there.
Yeah. Or if Bama was to drop their second-round game against Huggy Bear or Maryland, I'd be okay with that too.
Yep. So, all right, we're in the month of madness, and you got to have some great eats when it comes time to watch games or get your friends together. Won't be long to we're tailgating for some baseball games and whatever. Art's Barbecue has what you need. I like that Artilio platter. Weeknight, got 2 or 3 at your house to feed. It's the kind of the sampler platter. It's got a little bit of everything on it at Art's. Ribs, pulled pork. You can get some brisket on there if you want. Their house-made sausages. You might want to call Art's at 452-2550. Tonight you got basketball and some baseball on the streaming TV. Get one of those to go. Take it home. Kind of graze on it throughout the games tonight. 452-2550. Try the Artilio at Art's Barbecue on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
When we come back, Morning Rush Daily Question, and Bruce Stan joins us.
ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com's exclusive coverage of the NCAA tournament is brought to you by Mossback Fish Habitat. Made in Arkansas, the leading manufacturer of artificial fish habitat designed to enhance your fishery. Get your fish habitat products today at MossbackFishHabitat.com. Big Creek Trading Company has everything you need to get ready for the upcoming turkey season, whether it's on the water or in the woods. Allen has it at Big Creek Trading Company at the corner of Highway 62 and
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates, is looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. If you are a fence builder or have building or welding experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man offers great pay and a $500 sign-on bonus. Join the top fence building team and get a $500 sign-on bonus. The Fence Man. Apply today in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer.
Now that's a dandy white perch.
Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sacalé, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Remember this top 10 hit from 1983? Boy George, I Think You've Got It. It's Church of the Poisoned Mind by Culture Club. The culture is continuing to poison the minds of our youth by clubbing them with everything but the truth. But when we heed God's word, He gives us the solution to all the gender confusion. The true poison is believing that evil is good and good is evil. I'm Pastor Eve from Woodland. Think about it.
BetOnline remains your number one source for all your sports betting this season. Everything from the NFL and bowl season to esports. You'll find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at BetOnline. BetOnline features live betting, free contests, and live scores for almost any sport or game imaginable. We're the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite leagues and events. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE to receive your rewards. That's BLEAV. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Hi, I'm Mike Van Jr. with Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. You can count on my team to provide top quality pressure washing and exterior cleaning services for your property.
What all do you service?
Fence washing, gutter, or deep concrete cleaning for your home, commercial business, and more.
Do you have insurance?
Absolutely. We're covered with liability insurance, and we also use safe and effective wash methods, leaving your home or business looking brand new.
I guess I need to go to your website, mjmobilewash.com.
Or just give me a call at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
One call cleans it all.
When you stay overnight, you want the accommodations to feel comfortable and feel like home. Well, at Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels, you get exactly that. You can check out all their locations at bphotels.com. They have locations in Fayetteville, Bentonville, Little Rock, Jonesboro, Conway, El Dorado, Arkadelphia, North Little Rock, Bryant, Hot Springs, Ardmore, Oklahoma, and coming soon to Kansas City. BPHotels.com. Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels. Looking forward to serving you in 2023.
Are you looking for the best Razorbacks insight and analysis?
Hell yeah.
How about listening to an Arkansas football legend?
Matt Jones, all he does is make big plays.
What's the voice of the Hogs have to say?
Hey, what a great crowd last night.
Don't forget about the Omahogs.
The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Matt Jones, Chuck Barrett, and Phil Elson, the best in the business on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share.
Structures. Owner Will Gray has 20 years experience doing the job right and making sure you're satisfied with the structure you have a need for. Gray Steel Structures serves both commercial and residential customers. Whatever your need may be, mini storage, RV storage, home workshop, or any metal building need, make Gray Steel Structures your first call. Gray Steel Structures, 252-2783. That's 252-2783.
GraySteelStructuresInc.com. That's Gray with an A.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. It's time for the Red River Dodge Morning Rush Daily Question. Red River Dodge in Heber Springs, Arkansas's #1 Ram dealer. Log on at redriverdodge.com.
Your Honor, I'd like to ask for a recess.
I'd like an answer to the question, Judge.
The court will wait for an answer.
All right, back here on the Morning Rush, we're going to get into our Morning Rush daily question. So, when you hear the term Iowa, I think a lot of you go directly to this movie.
Is this heaven?
It's Iowa.
Iowa?
Field of Dreams, all of you have seen it. And if you haven't, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's the best baseball movie. Phil Elson would be adamantly against saying it's the best baseball movie. He is a Bull Durham fan through and through. But that's what I think of when I think of Iowa. Now, I've been there, like Tommy said, going to Omaha, passing over. Some of you have flown into that Iowa airport before, but this would be the first time staying. So I was doing some research on this. Some of the things that I just assumed about Iowa, which were true: Midwest, cornfields, Field of Dreams, John Wayne. But apparently, hogs outnumber people in this state, guys, as we welcome in Bruce Stand to Pradco Fishing. 4-1. There are, per person, 4 more hogs, Tommy, than people in the state of Iowa. How about that?
So there's hope for you this weekend.
Yeah, I guess, man. I guess. But outnumber them 4-1. So you're in, I guess, like-minded country, or you're in fellow kin.
When you hear the term corn-fed, does that excite you for the weekend, or does that scare you a little bit for the weekend?
Corn-fed?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Southern girls. I don't know much about Midwest girls, being a Southern kid, but I mean, there's probably cute Iowa
Bruce,
girls.
he's going to get an education this weekend, isn't he?
Bouncing
He's
around.
Get educated.
Yeah.
Bouncing around there. I'm sure we'll be able to find a spot. I've already, Bruce, as you know, you've sent me some spots. I've done my research, and since it is St. Patrick's Day weekend, I will find a way.
He can't tell you what time the game is, but he knows where the bar is.
3:30 on TBS. Kansas plays at 1. Listen, some of us can do both. Some of us can have fun and work. I've at that point in my life where I can balance them
we can't
as best as possible. You're about to hit 50. It's a little harder for you to do that. But
how do you feel about that, Bruce?
Are you assuming I'm over 50?
I have some inside knowledge.
I knew you when you were in high school.
Yeah,
so
I have some inside knowledge on that.
Oh, man. But so what do y'all think about Iowa? When it comes to mine, outside of Field of Dreams and apparently corn-fed like Tommy's talking about, what comes to mind?
Well, I'm going to represent the ladies out there, the Bridges of Madison County. If you're my age or Tommy's age, you probably watched the Clint Eastwood Meryl Streep movie, and it was filmed in Madison County, Iowa.
That wasn't near Huntsville.
That wasn't Madison County, Arkansas.
Not that Madison County.
When you go up I-35 to Des Moines, you go through Madison County. There's actually a covered bridge that's a mile off the interstate. So if you want to get some brownie points, I mean, Tommy, Ty, you're probably not riding up with your girlfriend, so that excludes you. But if you're going up with your lady friend, and she's probably 40s, 50s, 60s, she'd probably like to go see one of the bridges where Clint Eastwood was taking pictures of Meryl Streep in Madison County, Iowa. And the great thing is Winterset is not only the home to all that, but the John Wayne birthplace. So, you know, you can, and there's also, you don't know this, it's the Iowa Quilt Museum is in downtown Winterset.
Oh, well. You just changed his plans.
And
His whole agenda's been adjusted.
I know everybody's laughing, but it's actually pretty cool.
So you won't get to see all the cornfields at their grandeur because it's not that time of the year, but you will see acres upon hundreds of thousands of acres of cornfields when you go through. I always think about bird hunting because my dad every year went with his good friend Ivan Hoffman. They both passed away now, but they would go bird hunting in Iowa, which is where
that sounds fun.
Pheasant hunting, yeah.
But there are big hog farms. I used to fish at Lake Rathbun. It's like a 13,000 acre lake in southern Iowa. They actually call it Iowa's Ocean. It's like a fourth the size of Lake Washita, and that's the biggest lake they got, I guess. But there's hog farms. Instead of seeing cattle like we see around here, you'll see thousands of hogs, and it's.
So you're with your fellow kin this weekend. It sounds like. Have you? I was asking him this. Do you have friends that are going this weekend? I have 4 buddies from all over the state that are trekking up with me. What is your?
We actually own a company there called Whisker Seeker Tackle. It's a catfish brand. It's headquartered in Grimes, Iowa, right outside of Des Moines. If you're interested, you can go to whiskerseeker.com. They got catfish rods, catfish line, hooks, terminal tackle, all kinds of things. I called our general manager, Matt Davis, a couple of days ago and told him, man, you're about to be overrun with Razorbacks. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, they're holding the NCAA tournament in Des Moines. I mean, at Wells Fargo Arena. And he's like, I didn't even know it was coming.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So he's a Chiefs fan. I think he's still hungover from winning the Super Bowl. Doesn't keep up with college basketball at all. So don't have a lot in common with him right now.
I mean, you think about the fan bases. You got the Longhorns going, Aggies going, Illinois is, I think, 5.5 hours away. Lawrence is about 3.5, if I remember that right. So you're going to have a good contingency of college basketball fans that make the trek to Des Moines, Iowa.
Think about this: if you need Arkansas to beat Illinois, but then that second day on Saturday, you could get to see Arkansas, Kansas, perhaps, and Texas A&M play it. That's going to be
that's strong.
That'll be big.
That's my biggest upset. I got not only A&M winning against Texas, I got them going all the way to the Final Four. So.
Wow.
I'm banking on Buzz to get something going.
Yeah. You might see a John Deere tractor or two while you're up there.
Are they based out of Iowa?
I don't know if they're based out of there, but you're going to see a lot of
them. There are a lot of them out in the field.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of John Deere green.
Yeah. I'm excited for this weekend. And again, hopefully there'll be a good chunk of Arkansas fans that make the 6-hour trek from Fayetteville or the 4.5-hour trek from Harrison and various other pockets of the state, because I think it's going to be worth it. I think that people are going to be pleasantly surprised at what Arkansas does this weekend.
So, Ty, do they call themselves Iowans or Iowegians?
I think Iowans, right?
I think it's both.
Is it both?
Yeah.
Okay, that wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. You get a mix of a number of different fan bases that you're talking about in the locals. I always like making, when going to these trips, I like being the locals down there, the different people that you get a chance. I know Drew met him in Buffalo last year. I met him in San Francisco. They, a lot of times, will just welcome in the fan bases with open arms, and they love to show them their town. And I think Iowa, while it's not a southern city, probably has that southern feel to it to a certain extent, even though it's Midwest.
So
no, you're kind of shaking your head a little bit.
I wouldn't say the people are as friendly as southern people. I mean, Midwesterners are nice people. They're just not as outgoingly nice as southern people. That's part of the southern charm we have.
Southern charm, man.
All right, that's your Morning Rush Daily Questions, brought to you by Red River Dodge in Heber Springs, Arkansas's #1 Ram dealer. Log on at redriverdodge.com. You filled out a bracket yet? You got a Sweet 16 pick, Final Four pick. Who you liking?
I'm out on the limb on everything I'm doing right now, so I just went ahead and went with UCLA. I like the team. I like Tiger Campbell. I like Jaime Jaquez. They've been there before to the Final Four. I think Mick Cronin's a great coach. They got a gritty team. And, when you look at who they lost to, they didn't have bad losses like a lot of us. I think they're a tournament-tested team. And, I mean, hey, they could go out in the first round to Asheville, but I don't think so. I think they'll make good run. I got Purdue going to the championship game, and that's
wow.
I think a lot of people have that, but
they got to play Duke at some point. Probably.
Well, I got Tennessee beating Duke, so yeah, I'm going against the grain.
Okay.
You know, I think again Tennessee's this group. They've got 5 seniors that have played a lot of basketball. I know they don't have Zakai. I know I'm a homer, but you know I can't pick Duke.
So is it a homer take if I think Arkansas can beat Kansas based on the matchup? If they get by Illinois, Kansas is not big at all.
No.
I mean, KJ Adams is their center, and he's about 6'8", 6'9". They play a bunch of guards. Like DeJuan Harris is their veteran. Grady Dix, their outstanding Wichita State freshman, 6'7". Then you got McCullough, and then can't look past Jalen Wilson, who's a Wooden Award candidate. But
no. Well, obviously when the bracket came out, I texted you, and I thought Tennessee and Arkansas got sucky draws. I mean, and why I said that, I was hoping Arkansas, if they were going to be 8 or 9, would be paired up against Houston, because I think that's a one game I'd feel real good about, especially with Sasser's situation.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, hey, Kansas defending national champs. I mean, you were there 95 with Corliss and Scotty. I mean, they went all the way back to the championship game. So I mean, it's hard to do, but I don't know. I hate being an 8 or 9 seed, because you're staring at death in the second game.
Yeah. Was it 07 when Florida did it? Isn't that the last
back-to-back
repeat?
Yep. So you had Joakim. I mean, that was you mentioned the seniors. That team had Joakim Noah, Al Horford, Torian Green, Corey Brewer, and then Lee Humphrey. I mean, they were just just had guys that
Tennessee went 2-0 against that team, and
Did
Florida
really?
won the national championship.
Arkansas beat him in 06, Ronnie Brewer and company. That was a great game, which you somehow beat the national champion. But talking about the bracket, I still haven't done it. I'm going to do it at some point today. I'm going to be driving to Des Moines later on today, so we'll see if I can get in and do that. You mentioned UCLA and kind of their setup. They'll go to, if they get past into the Sweet 16, they'll be in Vegas. And you know how close Los Angeles is to Vegas. They'll pack that place out. Kansas could potentially be there. Arkansas could potentially be there. But you got Houston that would probably advance to Kansas City. And then you've got Alabama would advance to Louisville. And then what's the other?
Purdue would go to New York.
Purdue would go to New York, which is kind of regionally set up. Purdue just hadn't gotten past the Elite Eight under Painter. I don't know if I can get with that. Even with Zach Edey and company, they got some small guards, man. They go up against a lengthy
Who's
team.
going to check Edey? If he doesn't get in foul trouble, he's going to be hard to handle.
But you just do the Arkansas formula last year. Castleton killed you. Kessler killed you. Sheboy killed you. They won every one of those games. They let the big guys have 30 and 10, 30 and 15. Didn't matter. No one else scored. That's the form you use what Must did last year. You guard their shooters, and Edey might score 30 points, but
had Jalen Williams.
Then you've got to score. See, that's Arkansas's problem. Then you keep their guards from scoring, but who is going to score for you?
That's fair, especially if they run zone.
I mean, if you're a good shooting team, that formula may work, but you got to be able to put the ball in.
You mentioned Jalen. Do you see he's leading the NBA in charges?
Yeah.
Did you see that, Tommy?
He's starting every night now. Yeah. Isaiah's pumping threes in like there's no tomorrow. And Jalen's developed that 3-shot for the Thunder. We're going to go watch him play the Suns on Sunday.
Ooh, that could.
No KD though.
No KD.
No
KD.
cupcake. Yeah.
Okay, that might be a little bit easier, but yeah, he had 54 charges last year. Already has 27 in the short time he's been playing the NBA this year.
Good.
He's playing great, but you'd love to have him on this team. Tommy, what do you think about the Mitchell twins heading into this game? We're talking about big men. Do they get back on track a little bit against Illinois? They're going to be much needed in that front line. You've been almost advocating you got to start both of them based on who Illinois is going to throw out there in their starting lineup.
Well, I'm not advocating. I'm just saying that's kind of what Arkansas has done when you've had a bigger lineup you're going against. And we talked about Illinois' lineup being, 6'9", 6'9", 6'10" across their front line. Arkansas is 6'7", 6'7", 6'9". Do you attack early with size, or do you worry about who finishes the game and manage fouls? I mean, depends on how you plan to maybe score your points. But I think defense is the first thought with most often than offense. So who do you think can defend the big front line? And that's why I think maybe Bruce should go with a bigger lineup to start the game and see how that goes.
Yeah, you wish you had Oliver Miller. He could pull that big guy out to the top of the key, and clear up the lane. But Arkansas doesn't have that right now.
Nope. You don't have Dwight Stewart either. Some of the guys that, again, could stretch the floor.
Vanover's knocking down threes this year.
They got Duke that first game. Him and Asmus.
That could be interesting.
Little pick and roll.
That's why a 5-12 matchup that goes along.
Tennessee might not even have to play Duke or Roberts. they could recap that magic from 2 years ago.
That Abness is still playing.
He's
like
pretty good.
COVID.
His 13th year. He's playing longer than Fulkerson did.
I'm telling you,
he got a new contract.
Yeah. When I watched that shot in Indianapolis and I was directly behind, I thought that shot was in, and I thought Arkansas was about to be eliminated. I mean, you made it to the Sweet 16, but it didn't go in. Luckily, so that's another match. Tommy, you got another upset that I know you and I haven't necessarily done our due diligence looking at all the bracket. I've got to again do that today. But is there another upset that you're kind of keying in on? I wouldn't be surprised if Patino and Iona beat UConn. That's another game that do not look past if you're someone that does these bracket things. Again, on hitthatline.com. Yeah. Patino might be coaching for a bigger job. If they upset UConn, it might be that whole Hugh Freeze Liberty Arkansas thing. It might earn him that St. John's or Georgetown gig.
Yeah. How old's Patino now?
He looks decrepit.
84?
He looks old as all. He's got wrinkles.
Count Dracula's brother.
Yeah, he's got wrinkles on wrinkles on wrinkles, but apparently he's still at least coveted to a certain degree by the Red Storm and the Hoyas, so we'll see what happens.
I got NC State beating Creighton an 11/6. That's kind of a mild upset.
Kevin Keats. Yeah,
I got USC beating Michigan State. That's a 10/7.
Let me run one past you guys here. How do you feel about Drake over Miami?
Miami's got good guard play. Good guard
Jim
play.
Larinaga is a great tournament coach.
Yeah.
Missouri Valley gets undervalued a lot of times.
Drake's
they won
2 minutes from where
Drake won the Missouri Valley tournament. So
it's in Des Moines.
Yeah, it's 2 minutes from where I'll be at. So maybe the home team. They're consistently really good. That's Wong's been in Miami for 10 years, and Miami, they won the ACC this year. I know they didn't win the tournament championship. I think Duke won it, but I mean, they won the ACC.
ACC was bad this year.
Yeah, it was horrible. North Carolina didn't make the tournament. Duke was off for a number of
Clemson
months.
didn't make it, and they were like a 2 or 3 seed in the tournament.
Yeah, it was a bad look for the Atlantic Coast Conference. That's not a terrible one. I think that when you have really good guard play, it's hard for me to see an upset, and that's what Miami's strength is. But maybe they have an off
VCU
night.
beating St. Mary's 5/12. A very athletic VCU team. They just won their conference championship, and I don't know. I think they're going to give St. Mary's problems.
The Gales. Tommy and I were talking about the Gales earlier. I'm trying to think. Oh, Kentucky loses to Providence. Ed Cooley. He's got one of the former Wildcats. That's going to be a competitive game. I think the Wildcats, Tommy, are favored by 3.5.
Rick Pitino coached at both those places.
He did.
So
that's right.
How high a seed in y'all's mind do you have to be for it to be a real upset? I mean, you got to be a 6 seed, a 5 seed. I mean, when you start getting to 7-10, how big an upset really?
Probably anything over a 6 is a major upset.
I'm with Bruce.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's what when you define upset for this tournament. To me, there's not. I mean, there is some difference between a 7 and a 10, but the committee can make a mistake right there.
Splitting hairs.
Yeah. So I mean, to me, I think you almost get to that 5-12 to really, be an upset.
And you get a lot of those.
3, 4s, and 5 seeds are where you got to watch out. Not a lot of 1s and 2 seeds.
The 5-12 is always a good bet. You just got to pick the right one.
Right. So that's where if you're going to take a risk on your bracket, I don't think there's you just got to do some homework on 7-10s, 8-9s, or toss-ups. It's when you get in those 5-12s, 4-11s that those are the ones you really got to kind of figure out where you're going to take your shot. And if you don't know, go with the upper seed.
Yeah, and
take chalk.
You can't. Well, I was going to say you got to take the chalk, and you can't let your personal we all hate Alabama right now. We all hate them anyway, but you can't overlook the fact that they're very good, and they're probably at least an Elite 8 team.
I mean, there's
we don't want them to be.
Can Tony Bennett and Virginia beat them in that Sweet 16?
They could. Virginia's like a lot of the SEC schools, though. They can D up. They just have problems scoring.
Yeah.
They go through the big droughts.
Kai Clark's been there forever. He's a good point guard, so maybe the guard play, but they're smaller at certain positions. Bama's just so lengthy. I know that when they go Quinterly and Sears, their 1 and 2s aren't that big, but I mean, you go 6'9", 6'10", and 7'1" in any situation, and that's tough. It's like Duke, when Arkansas played Duke last year, Jalen's 6'10", they're 4, Banchero's 6'10", Williams is like 7'1", 7'2". You just had a height disadvantage there, and I just don't know. When you go up against Bama, some smaller teams, that's just something they'll have to overcome each and every time.
It's such a matchup problem. I mean, Miller can do anything. from anywhere.
He's looked good. I hate that it's turned out that way, but he's looked really good as of late, and the way he's been playing, he's on track to be a regional MVP and potentially a Final Four MVP if they get to that point.
Yeah. Game start tonight. You interested in Mississippi State and how they do, or the other battle of 16s? This interest you tonight?
I mean, there's a TV vacuum right now. There's not a lot going on. So yeah, I want to see how they do. You know, I think we all care about how the league looks. You want your league to do well because I think that sets you up for success next year. So if the SEC goes 0-8, then we probably won't get as many teams in next year.
Yeah.
So I think you do want to see them win a couple of games or at least get out of the first four.
Yeah, these 11-6 matchups that are coming up with the winners of tonight. I mean, I wait to finalize my bracket until these games are done tonight and tomorrow because, I mean, it could make a difference. We're talking about upsets. You know, an 11-6 matchup, you might view it a little bit differently based on who wins these play-in games.
Definitely.
So I know a lot of people have already finalized their bracket, but, you know, that to me is a swing game in any of those regions is an 11-6 matchup.
Here's my question. We're not doing the Pradco Pyramid of Power today because the regular season's done. But outside of Bama, which team is the most likely of the SEC teams to make a Final Four?
I think A&M is. I mean,
you said A&M.
I think they can D up. I think their guard plays excellent. They got bigs. They got a great coach. You know, Buzz rocks the vest. I mean, just looks sharp. But no, I think A&M is undervalued at their seed.
They're healthy,
and I think look what they've done the last two SEC tournaments. I mean, we didn't get to see them in the NCAA tournament last year, but you know they got to the final day of the SEC tournament 2 years in a row. That's hard to do, and I think they know how to win. You know, 2 games in 3 days, three games in a row, 4 games in a row. They've done it. So I think there's a lot of maturity on that team, and I promise you that you don't want to see them on the other side of your bracket.
Yeah. Tennessee's not healthy. I like Kentucky's draw in the bracket.
That's what I said.
Providence, and then they can beat Kansas State most likely, get to the Sweet 16. Bottom end, they'd probably be facing Michigan State or maybe a 2-seed Marquette. I think those are teams they can meet. And then, you know, they'd have Purdue to perhaps deal with. Maybe who else at that top have Duke? Maybe, but I think Duke may have their hands full with Oral Roberts like we were talking earlier. So I like where Kentucky is positioned on the bracket. I don't like Kentucky. Hope they lose to Providence, but you know, I just like where they're sitting on the bracket and who they may potentially match up with.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned Marquette. Boy, Shaka Smart's made a statement this year, hasn't he?
Won the Big East.
28 wins.
Yeah,
they've been fantastic.
He's got hair now.
I know.
Yeah,
I saw him on the selection show before it came on. They didn't. You almost
I didn't even recognize.
Yeah, they'd tell me who it was.
He always had that cue ball, and now he's got hair.
Yeah, so
they've been Marquette's been really good this year. A little different from when Wojo was coaching.
Marquette's one of those places. I mean, Al McGuire won a national championship. Tom Crean had some great teams. So you can win big at Marquette.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good recruiting area up there. Probably a lot of kids out of Chicago. I
no
would
doubt.
Guess. So
no doubt.
You mentioned I had a company in Iowa that I know a lot of people like to do catfishing. Anytime I cross the lock and dam over at Barling, it seems like there's always a lot of people out there with their poles and doing some catfishing out there.
That's it. And you know, catfishing happens year round on the river. It's not just what we consider a summer sport. You can get in the tail races right now. You can get in the lakes right now and catch some big catfish. So if you like catfish, go to whiskerseeker.com and, you know, check out some of the gear. But the hottest thing going on right now is crappie. And crappie are biting baby shads. They're biting slab slayers. I got to fish with Peyton Ussery from Springdale on Beaver Lake last Friday, and we caught a nice limit. I think I sent y'all a picture. We had several over 2 pounds, and you know,
waiting for my bag of fillets.
He was using forward-facing sonar and Bobby Garland slab slayers and baby shads, and even though it was chocolate milk color, the water, the crappie we were catching singles. We were seeing them suspended in deep water, and they were way up in the top of the water column, less than 5 feet. And it was.
Were you live scoping them?
We were live scoping.
Yeah.
It was a
That's
cool
a game
bite.
changer, isn't it?
It
Speaking of that, right now a lot of people think about a trip to the White River. And our friends at Gaston's, what would work this next week or so? I know a lot of people spring breaking going to be up in that area.
Well, I'm always going to throw an original Smithwick Rattling Rogue, suspending Rattling Rogue, and Chrome Black, Chrome Blue, or Clown. And then I'll throw Rebel Track down minnow, TD47 barbless hooks, and rainbow trout or brown trout for the rainbows.
All right, so check that out from Pradco. Bruce, good to see you.
Good to see y'all.
All right, head to Gaston's. I know a lot of people are looking for last-minute spring break deals and a place to go. Gaston's has some openings for next week in spring break. 870-431-5202 is their number. You can go to gastons.com and check out all the details and accommodations there as well. That's Gaston's White River Resort. First class time, every time.
ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com's exclusive coverage of the NCAA tournament is brought to you by Mossback Fish Habitat. Made in Arkansas, the leading manufacturer of artificial fish habitat designed to enhance your fishery. Get your fish habitat products today at MossbackFishHabitat.com. Big Creek Trading Company has everything you need to get ready for the upcoming turkey season, whether it's on the water or in the woods. Allen has it at Big Creek Trading Company at the corner of Highways 62 and 65 and 412 just south of Harrison.
Joe Klein here for Bet Saracen, Arkansas's favorite sports betting app.
You bet it is, Joe, which means Bet Saracen has everything you're looking for and more right there on your cell phone.
Now everyone can get in the game and follow your favorite team.
And that's right on the money. If putting down a little wager makes your favorite game a little more exciting, we'll go to the app stores and download Bet Saracen. We even got a demo video to show you how to play.
Or find it at betsaracen.com.
Wheels RV wants you to seek out all the natural state has to offer this year. Explore Arkansas in a new RV from Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, or Alliance. All the best brands at the best prices. Enjoy peace of mind with our lifetime warranty on every new RV and a mobile service shuttle to keep you camping. So come on in and discover why Wheels was voted the best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
It started as a dream, and here you are. It's moving day. But wait, isn't moving supposed to be stressful? Oh, that's right. You bought your home using Weichert Realtors. Your Weichert agent guided you from start to finish to help make sure we found you your perfect place. Dream, move, home, Weichert. Call your local Weichert Realtors office today and make your move. And look for our bright yellow signs. At Weichert Realtors, we sell more because we do more. Each Weichert franchised office is independently owned and operated.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC wants to buy your vehicle, and they'll pay top dollar today. Pre-owned car values are at an all-time high, and your car is worth more today than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Buick GMC, and they will pay you more for your trade. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they will still buy yours. Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
If you are involved in a divorce or custody case, you want an attorney you can trust to guide you through the process. The attorneys at Hickey & Hole Law Partners have over 7 decades of combined experience. Hickey & Hole have seen and heard nearly every scenario you can imagine, ready to put that experience to work for you to get the best results. Visit KevinHickeyLaw.com or give them a call today, 479-434-2414. Hickey & Hole Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith.
Come get you some. 2728 Townsend Avenue is your off-road and performance center headquarters. They've got everything from lift kits, wheels, LED light bars, UTV parts and accessories, winches and tires. Need general 4x4 repair? No problem. Come Get You Some has one of the largest 4x4 shops in the States. They do it all, from installing a bug shield to building some of the baddest off-road machines in the country. Call them today at 782-6833. That's 782-MUD. Or check them out online at cgysoffroad.com. Come get you some.
Tax laws are constantly changing, and when it comes to your personal or business taxes, you need the tax professionals with the experience and knowledge to take care of you. A1 Tax Service is your choice for staying on top of changing tax laws. With over 40 years of experience, they are here for you all year long. A1 Tax Service are certified to deal with the IRS, so you don't have to. They also offer bookkeeping and payroll services. See A1 Tax Service at their new location at 6901 Dallas Street off 70th, or check them out online at a1taxfortsmith.com. Fishing never never stops. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle has everything from jigs to raincoats, Todd Huckabee crappie rods, Bobby Garland crappie jigs, and stay warm and dry with a River West rain suit, the area's largest selection of Zoom plastics, Flash Mob Jr., Kitech swim baits, Mega Bass rods, plus rattle traps, life jackets, and rod and reel repair. Find all the top brands and everything you need at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 1 mile east of I-540 on Highway 64. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
What matters most to your family can now cost less. AOG can help you reduce your energy usage without giving up comfort and reliability. Seal and caulk windows. Change the filter on your furnace. Set your thermostat at 68. At AOGC.com, you'll find lots of energy-saving tips that can be done for little or no cost. While you're there, take advantage of AOG's other money-saving energy efficiency programs. Visit AOGC.com today and get more comfort for less cost.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Yes, sir.
Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Arkansas wins the national championship! The Arkansas Razorbacks have completed the dream season!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Arkansas baseball back in action tonight, 6 o'clock against UNLV. We will give away tickets at the end of this segment, a pair. So if you want to go see Arkansas take on, and you said the Hustling Rebels?
That's what I was reading in the notes. They're not the running Rebels. They're the Hustling Rebels.
The Hustling Rebels. They'll take on
the baseball thing.
I guess.
I don't know the background on that. I just know what I read.
You got Parker Coyle on the mound for the Razorbacks tonight. Also want to give credit to Will McIntyre, who just won SEC Co-Pitcher of the Week. Complete game, less than 100 pitches, has really started to round into form, which you love to see from your second guy in that pitching rotation. So, again, Arkansas baseball tonight. Now, we were talking with Bruce Stanton about this. How about Jalen Williams doing what he's been doing?
Went for the scoop shot. That's going to be an offensive foul. And how about the rookie, Jay Will?
27 charges drawn this season, had 54 in college last year. He is leading the NBA in charges drawn. It is still amazing to me that the 2017 state champion in basketball featured two players that are now playing for the Oklahoma City Thunder, Isaiah Joe and Jalen Williams from the Northside Grizzlies. And that was, think about it, Northside, they won in 2017. They lost the state championship in 2018. They won it in 2019. So, quite a run.
Yeah. Eric Burnett had a good run there. I'm trying to think in 17, would that have been, you might remember the North Little Rock team I'm trying to remember who all would have been on that team they played in 17.
So North Little Rock had KJ and Kayvon a little bit before that.
That was like 14 or 15.
Yeah. I can't remember who they beat in the state championship that year, but they were.
North Little Rock's always a safe bet.
Mm-hmm.
Back in that era, particularly.
But it's weird. I was talking to Zach Arns about this. I mean, traditionally, Central Arkansas is where you have a state champion or at least a competitor. You had Jonesboro, Northeast Arkansas, and then Springdale in Northwest. So this was one of the first times that a higher classification didn't feature a Central Arkansas team in the high A state championship.
Amazing
game.
When Nick Smith's not there, how things changed a little bit. But and Jonesboro's new to 6A now. And the girls, it was North Little Rock and Conway. So, I mean, it was
too Central.
In fact, the Central dominated in the girls' side of the bracket, but a little more balanced on the boys' side in 6A this year. But, you're kind of going back there with Jalen. That was a great run for that program right there. And good to see. I mean, I'm a Fort Smith guy. You just take pride in two guys having great success from your hometown. So I look forward to maybe getting over and watching them play.
It'll be worth it. Guarantee that. Football news. Got spring football. Coach Pittman talking with the media tonight. You can find that conversation on hitthatline.com and our YouTube channel as well. Did get 2 commits in the 2024 class yesterday. Noriel White out of Mississippi. Guy had offers all over the place. Florida State, Auburn, LSU, Ole Miss, and then also Deion Stutz out of MUS, Memphis University School. He also had offers to a few SEC schools as well. Noriel's a 4-star athlete, and then Deion is a 3-star defensive lineman. Both guys committed to you yesterday, so good news. It seems like the recruiting side of things is not stopping for Arkansas, which is a good thing if you're an Arkansas football fan.
That might be, we focus on the practice sessions and the spring practice or whatever we'll get to watch on April 15th. I don't even know if we can call it a game anymore, but really what's going on with recruiting right now is probably the most important thing going on with this program.
Got the announcement yesterday that Arkansas women's basketball is hosting the WNIT this Thursday against Louisiana Tech at 7 o'clock. General admission tickets are just $5 for adults and $3 for youth. So you're looking for something to do on Thursday.
Come one, come all.
Yeah. You got 3:30 for men's basketball and then 7 o'clock for women's basketball. So you could watch one on television or listen to it right here. And then also take in what's going to happen at Bud Walton Arena this Thursday night.
That'll be on Network Plus as well. So you will be able to watch from home if you can't make it out to the arena.
Arkansas softball back in action as well tonight. They're on the road against Wichita State. They'll take on the Shockers, and then they'll go to Tuscaloosa for a battle with one of the best softball teams in not just the SEC but the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide. So that game tonight is, I think it's 6 o'clock, on ESPN Plus, and then again, they've got Bama in Tuscaloosa this weekend.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see, and listen, we're fans of softball. We don't take in every aspect in detail, but after stumbling with A&M and not getting that 10th consecutive SEC series win, how do they rebound? So interesting to see how Courtney Deifel's team responds following what happened last weekend.
Kevin and Alpena texting in, want to let him and everyone else know. They're asking about the Morning Rush bracket, what password it is. A open public group.
No, there's no password.
Yeah, there's no password to it, whatever. So if you get on hitthatline.com, you just go to the Morning Rush group in the public groups, and you can sign up right there to compete against not just me, Tommy, Christian, and others, but all across our ESPN Arkansas team. Just don't let Zach Arns win, because I'll have to deal with that aftermath, and really don't want to have to do that. But again, hopefully Arkansas will go far in this bracket challenge. We'll have to wait and see. That is going to do it for your Hog Update. It is brought to you by Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
How many brackets will you full out? I'm a one bracket guy, and then I'll just go to different. Some people do it, Tommy, where they sign up as many as possible.
Well, our system here, hitthatline.com bracket challenge, hitthatline.com/bracket. You can fill out one. Now, you could do a separate email, but I can't keep up with all that. I'm not going to open I got one other email. I'm not going to put it in there to have 2 brackets, but or I don't plan to at least. So I'm a 1 bracket guy. That's too much to keep up with for me. So, and I feel like I'm lying a little bit. I don't feel like I'm being as fully transparent and honest if I got 2 or 3 brackets. I mean, what was it they said back in the day? Sheets of integrity. I feel like
sheets of integrity.
I think you can only have 1. So 1 bracket.
Sheets of integrity. I hadn't heard that. Well, I know what's going to be happening this weekend. A lot of basketball, a lot of laziness, not much work getting done. Probably a lot of this as well. It is National Potato Chip Day. Tommy, how many potato chips do you think are consumed this weekend? Or what is the most consumed food of March Madness? Is it wings? Is it potato chips? Is it pizza?
I mean, there's not really a food synonymous with this event, right? I mean, you wouldn't say, like, the Super Bowl is probably wings.
Yes.
I don't think there is a food that's necessarily synonymous with the Final Four. You could go a lot of different ways and it'd be fine.
Yeah, you were telling me because Iowa is the main pork, not distributor, but supplier.
Producer.
To get, producer, but that thing. You were telling me to get pork this weekend, but people, they have their set menu items each and every year for March Madness, but I'm like you, I don't know if there's one specific one.
I was going to Iowa, I'd have me a plate of pork somewhere. So, all right, Madness begins. Ties on the road beginning tomorrow from Des Moines, Iowa. Our coverage brought to you by Mossback Fish Habitat, made right here in Arkansas, the leading manufacturer of artificial fish habitat designed to enhance your fishery and increase your fishing success rate. Get your fish habitat products today at mossbackfishhabitat.com. Also by Big Creek Trading Company, everything you need to get ready for the upcoming turkey season or your next trip to the lake or river with a new rod and reel combo is the Big Creek Trading Company at the junction of highways 6265 and 412 just south of Harrison. We're also brought to you by Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. The best brands, the best prices, and a lifetime warranty on every new RV they sell at Wheels RV. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Wheels RV wants you to seek out all the natural state has to offer this year. Explore Arkansas in a new RV from Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, or Alliance. All the best brands. Come on in and discover why Wheels was voted the best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hog fans, this is Matt.
And this is Robert.
And we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Matt, this is an awesome time of the year.
Dad, I agree. Winter's almost over and it's beginning to feel like spring.
Plus, it's Razorback basketball and baseball time.
And the Stadium Shop has everything you need, whether it's a shirt for the game, decorations for the wall, or furniture for the man cave.
Or my favorite thing.
Let me guess, stuff for the grill?
Yep, a new line of grilling tools with baseball bat handles just hit the door. I'm talking spatulas, tongs, you know, the entire works.
Yeah, Dad, we know you like the grill, but Mom's the real grill master.
Now, hold on just a minute.
Hang on, that's your dad's side showing
What?
again.
Where?
Oh, never mind.
Folks, come by the Stadium Shop on Razorback and check out all the new Razorback stuff for tournament time and baseball season.
Dad, you might want to tell them where we are first.
Oh, yeah. We're at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum Walker Stadium, or you can call us at 479 Stadium. That's 479-782-3486. And Matt, tell them about that interfacegram, you know, that stuff.
What he means to say is our website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
While most of us are familiar with the opioid epidemic, we forget about the threat we faced for decades, methamphetamine. Meth is our biggest drug threat, and the number of people dying each year continues to grow. It's destroying our communities. You know, you've seen it. It might not have been your kid or your parent, but it was someone you know. To find ways to help, go to meovermeth.org. Choose your community. Choose your family. Choose yourself. I choose me over meth.
This message is sponsored by the North Arkansas Partnership for Health Education and the Me Over Meth grant.
This is Sue from the paint store, and you know those big box retailers can't compete with the experience and expert-friendly advice we give you here at the paint store in Van Buren. I've tested myself, then chosen just the right blend of Richards paints to give you the best performance. Richards Paints is a company with the same philosophy as us: top-notch coverage, extreme washability. The bonus for you is the friendly expert advice you get free with every gallon. Call 474-4505 or stop by and see us at 1414 Fayetteville Road. We'll see you soon.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. Over the years, we've helped thousands of customers drive better. It's simple, really. Rath Road Ready used cars, live market value pricing, and award-winning Meineke Car Care Center service after the sale. It's what's made us Arkansas's favorite used car dealer. This month, you can start driving better too, with up to $3,400 extra for your trade and savings up to $4,100 below retail. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in our Meineke Car Care Center, now offering our exclusive Meineke Mile service contracts and prepaid maintenance plans that can add life and value to your car while saving you up to 20%. By the way, visit us on Facebook or at rathauto.com to register for our monthly contest. You can win a set of tires plus a Meineke Mile prepaid maintenance plan, $1,000 value. It's free and it's fun, but absolutely ends March 31st. Start driving better today with Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, or online at rathauto.com.
Come on along, head for the mountains of Bush Beer. Head for the mountains, it's cold and it's smooth and it's waiting for you. Come on, head for the mountains of Bush Beer. Head for the mountains of Bush. Head for the mountains of Bush. Like beer.
Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2022. Anheuser-Busch, Busch, and Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else.
Sure, I'm busy, but I'm not going to trust my truck to just anybody for service, and surely not for repairs these days. Way too technical. That's why my truck goes to Jody's for everything. Stuff I thought I'd have to take back to where I bought it, they do it. And I really think they save me money with their oil change specials. But the bottom line, I trust Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we can do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials. Tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbor since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSAuto.com.
Tired of constant computer issues at work? And who knows what the real problem is? Is it the router? No, it's the hardware. Wait, they said it was the software. Call Hashtag Managed IT Services. Their multifaceted approach to IT support guarantees that everything is working at optimum performance. And Hashtag prevents the small problems from becoming big issues. Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren. 479-802-4978. That's 479-802-4978. Hashtag Technology without the headache.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we still have some chilly weather in place. Lots of sunshine statewide. High temperatures for the most part into the low 50s. Clear and frosty tonight with lows dropping off close to the freezing mark. And sunny for Wednesday with highs low 60s. Dry weather sticking around Wednesday night. Rain on Thursday. I'm Jennifer Naramore with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
When it comes to your auto repairs, call W&W Automotive at 242-1600.
KERX, Paris, Fort Smith.
Hey, we can't make you a morning person, but we can make your mornings.
ESPN 95.3.
You don't want to give Arkansas any kind of good shot at it. They're going to let Arkansas inbounds the ball.
Reed now 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Reed trying to dribble. 2 seconds, 1 second. Long shot. Got it!
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
40-year-old adolescents, felons, power drinkers, and trustees of modern chemistry.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Were you going to have a party here tonight, son? I don't know what that was all about.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
That seducer and spoiler must be stopped. He's extremely dangerous.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? Stop what you're doing and listen.
The Morning Rush starts right now.
Yes, sir.
It is hour number 3 of the Morning Rush here on a Tuesday. After the show, we are off to Des Moines, Iowa to get ready for this Arkansas-Illinois game. Practice, hearing from Coach Musselman. Some guys tomorrow. I can't wait for that. I'm going to watch Illinois as well, watch a little bit of the Kansas Jayhawks. And Tom, I'll probably take a gander and see what's going on with Texas and A&M too since you're down there. But you brought it up earlier. If you escape with the win or just win outright Thursday, the opportunity to see Arkansas against Kansas and Texas against A&M
yeah,
on
everything
Saturday,
falls right.
Man.
If the favorites win, and Arkansas is a narrow favorite, obviously, but if the favorites win, that would be what Saturday would look like in Des Moines.
It's a fun setup. Oh, I have
pretty good names.
The people I'm going with, they're coming up on Wednesday night, getting in late, and then the people that I talk to, they're waiting. If Arkansas is able to beat Illinois on Thursday, they're going to head up Friday and make the trek up there.
All right, we'll talk to Tom in just a second. Hey, spring is just around the corner. Starts, next week? Don't let mosquitoes, ticks, and fleas ruin your outdoor activities all spring and summer long. Call Mosquito Joe. Mosquito Joe of Arkansas is an Arkansas family-owned business, making outdoors fun again across the natural state. For a mosquito, tick, and flea-free yard this spring and summer, make a call to Mosquito Joe, 479-202-9960. Or you can go online to arkansas.mosquitojoe.com. Your first service is only $49.99 when you call today. That's arkansas.mosquitojoe.com or 479-202-9960.
By the way, Tommy, you know where we're doing the show the next couple days? A place called The Breakfast Club. Now, if that isn't a cool Breckness name, I don't know what is.
Ever seen the movie?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a great movie. The Brat Pack. That was a Phil Elson taught thing. I didn't know what the Brat Pack was until Phil Elson lectured me and let me know about that.
One of my wife's favorite movies.
Is it? It's hard to beat. It's hard to beat. It's really good.
Now, let's talk to Tom Murphy on the Morning Rush.
Tell you who else is really good. That is Tom Murphy of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette and Whole Hog Sports. We can ask him football, basketball, and baseball, and he'll send us some good info right then and there. Tom, appreciate it as always. We have been talking a lot of basketball, but I do want to ask you some football questions. Sam Pittman meeting with the media tonight. I know the spring game's about a month off for the spring practice or whatever. As we continue to see practice, as you continue to see little glimpses of kind of what's going on, has there anything that has stood out to you as of late, or anything that you're really intrigued to see in the coming weeks?
Good morning, man. Yeah, and I have some thoughts on that, but I have to tell you, Ty, if I was in Iowa, if I was in Des Moines, I would go by the Breakfast Club. A, to sample what they got, but B, to listen to you, man.
Thanks, man.
Sure, it's going to be a good time.
It'll be fun. I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, but if only if I was in Des Moines. And then I would go by the state capitol, too, so I could knock out one more state capitol.
You're a Capitol guy, right?
I'm a nerd about going into the capitals. A lot of them have collections and art galleries and things like that, so it's really cool. But Colorado's was fantastic, Nebraska's. But anyway.
How many of you hit, Tom?
God, I don't have the number right in front of me, but I'm in the 20s. And, you know, I shake my head in sadness because I've been to so many of these state capital cities like Honolulu, Tallahassee, Boise, Wyoming, Cheyenne, Wyoming. I've been to them, but I didn't go into the buildings. And now I'm going to have to retrace my steps. But anyway, on football, yeah, you know, the DBs are down in numbers. And the first practice, Max Johnson, you know, he got beat a couple times, and you know, it was really cool to see Deron Wilson and Marcus Woodson talking to him, you know, boosting his confidence and things. And then on Thursday last week, he had a much better practice. In fact, he looked like a really strong cover guy. And so they're a little bit down at the cornerback position because Quincy McAdoo's out. And, you know, they don't have some of their guys like Singletary who will be here. And so watching the matchups is always fascinating to me, these tall new receivers. And then the holdover guys like Satania has had some good one-on-one work, you know, getting deep, using his speed, and then bringing in deep balls. So there's so many new faces that you're trying to watch what these new quarterbacks look like. Chris Well, Singleton, you know, you're trying to look at what the new receivers are like, all these new DBs. So, and it's fast action. That's the thing I'll credit with the coaching staff with the most is having the practice plan like down pat, where every position is held, who goes where, and how they transition. They run from position to position, from period to period, and just look like they know what they're doing. And that's not an easy thing to do, but you know they've come out firing pretty good so far.
Tom, you mentioned Satania. I know Razorback football put out that video of him catching the bobble pass and just the plays. Wide receivers, we talked about it a little bit last week. Is he the most intriguing outside of the transfers that you have returning based on his accolades in high school?
You know, I think so. And I would also throw Jaden Wilson in the mix a little bit just because they have really promoted how much he bought in during the offseason and the progress he's made. And so I hope to see some of that before the spring is out. But here's an interesting thought. I think they felt that the hype the new receivers got last year bothered maybe some of the returners. So you got Jaden Hazelwood, Matt Landers, and company that came in. And I think the receivers already on campus, you know, felt a little neglected by it. And Sam Pittman said in the very first meeting of spring how putting the transfer guys into the starting lineup immediately, that's something that maybe he, you know, semi-regrets. and he specifically mentioned Hazelwood. Well, what position was that? That was the slot. Who played there? Ketron Jackson Jr., who's not on the roster anymore, Ketron, and might have been the most talked about receiver on this roster had he returned. So I think they've been very careful at not over-promoting Armstrong and Tesla and Broden, and saying, hey, we have returning guys who are good. And I do believe that Satania is ready for a breakout. There are people here in town who thought he would have a phenomenal freshman season. The high ankle sprain slowed him and things like that, but he's got the speed. And Bryce Stevens, you saw the touchdown he caught against Mississippi State from a Malik Hornsby pass. So in other words, he's got speed too, and made a contested, jump in the air catch for that touchdown. So I don't think they're going to be lacking in receiver talent. And honestly, getting open to me is a big deal. Like these tall guys, yeah, you're tall, you can win 50-50 balls. How open can you get? And that's what I want to see.
Tom, walk our audience through the schedule, because I think you get so distracted with basketball and March Madness, baseball being played, and you got spring practice going on. But, there's a few practices and they hit spring break. Walk us through that, and also when the pads come on and it gets a little more real.
Oh, man, you got me under pressure, man.
Sorry.
Stop. But I think I have it. I'm pretty sure I have it. So they work Sunday. We didn't cover that one. That was number 3. And then they go today and Thursday, so that's 4 and 5. And then the Tuesday, when they come back from spring break, which is going to be the 28th, I think, they resume with practice 6. And then I think they go Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And then the final week, I think it's Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So that Friday one will be very light. Thursday probably won't be very heavy. But and now they're calling, formerly the red-white game is now like the spring showcase. I think maybe because it's not so much of a game format, but we'll see how it turns out. But that's pretty much it. I think easy to remember once they resume after spring break, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday for a couple weeks.
Yeah, I think that's when people really pay more attention, and I think we pay more attention as March Madness winds down following spring break. But you mentioned the final one on April 15th, going to be a big weekend on campus, Arkansas and Tennessee down at Baum Walker. You've got the red-white showcase or whatever it's going to be called. Really, it's about numbers and the lack of numbers as to why you can't play a full-blown spring game any longer.
Yeah, I suppose so. But, man, they have so much newcomer talent. And they're going to get their share of compete drills in. That they're not going to be lacking in competing and being put in situations like win this rep. Beat the guy across from you. And so we'll see what format the red-white showcase takes. But yeah, that's going to be a phenomenal weekend. And I'll tell you, of all the sports on campus, the one that needs to get in gear is softball. And you feel like you have this kind of cloak of invincibility because they've been so good now for two full years and then into this season. And now they've shown a little vulnerability. They lost a home series against an unranked team in A&M. And so what pecking order does that put you in? Where are you lacking? Are your pitchers not delivering the way they had? Have they not made progress? So it's the softball team that, unfortunately for them, I guess, is there's a long way to go. They can point to this last weekend and say, look, you have to show up every weekend. You don't just stay on top, And so we'll see what comes of that.
You mentioned pitching. Let's talk baseball for a sec. McIntyre was just shoving this past Saturday. I mean, he was playing great, and he really has played great the last couple of outings. He's 3-0, had that complete game. How have you seen him find his groove as of late, Tom?
Well, what's amazing, 2 early starts were not good at all. The TCU game and then the next weekend, he didn't last very long. And, well, I think he might have been in relief in a midweek and got lit up a little bit. So there was some concern. And then, but he got hit by a comebacker in the shin/knee area, and somehow or another that kicked his mechanics back into gear. And Matt Jones wrote about it. That since then it's almost like he focused more on unleashing, and he was really in control. The cutter pitch Dave Van Horn talked about, even from the side, they could see the movement it was getting. and he just kept Louisiana Tech completely off stride. I mean, 3 hits. The only run was scored when a guy singled, and then there was a chopper on the infield, and Peyton Holt, great play coming up and getting it, but he threw wildly to third, so that allowed the runner to get threw wildly to first. That allowed the runner to get to third, and then, a single up the middle, and they scored. That's the only run. 97 pitches. He had a bunch of sub-10 pitch innings, and can you imagine what might have happened last weekend had he, say, thrown a 3-inning outing up there, and they had to tap into that bullpen, which has already been taxed. But fortunately, they had a little bit of time before conference play started to find filler guys for Cody Frank and Brady Tigert. And it looks like they're, I wouldn't say fully confident, but they're getting guys like Fouch and Gage Wood and, Adcock and Dylan Carter, I think, specifically, to give them more innings. And I think in the long run, if Tiger's able to come back healthy, it will help that these guys are getting some work while he's shelved.
Last thing, Tom, so you mentioned the infield. I do wonder how they're going to play out. You think about how Wallace Moore battles last season. Even Stovall at first was gloving it. Curious how that defense plays out. I do want to ask you one basketball question before we go. Tommy and I were talking about the SEC, right? You got Mississippi State taking on Pitt tonight. You'll have at least 6 SEC games Thursday and 1 on Friday, and might be 7 if State wins. Are you thinking the SEC is going to have a banner year based on what you've watched in conference this season in the NCAA tournament?
Well, I do think they're going to have some long advancers. I mean, Alabama comes to mind, obviously, as the number 1 seed in the tournament. And then, look at Arkansas's recent past. You feel like if they can get by Illinois, then the Kansas game is really big, because I think, the winner of that game has a chance to go a good ways. But, yeah, I mean, I think there's probably going to be a mix of teams that really excel and then some that, face plant and you wonder what happened. I cannot predict. I don't know the matchups like, the Kentucky, Tennessee, Auburn draws, what they look like. And Auburn's got to get past Iowa in the first round. But what's really neat is there's a bunch of SEC Big Ten matchups, Big Ten. And I think they tied with 8 selections each. So people are going to be keeping close track of that. And Arkansas, interestingly enough, is going to go against a team that's taller than them in Illinois, one of the tallest teams in the country. And what does that give Arkansas maybe an edge that they could be, faster than Illinois? That's going to be one of the intriguing things. Illinois is a good shot blocking team, and Arkansas wants to get inside, get to the paint, and get fouled. So that's going to be the big deal in this game to me.
Got the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. We'll see which plays out and who wins out on Thursday. And we'll get more of an update from you on Thursday, Tom, as we get ready for this game at 3:30. Then, man, we appreciate the time as always.
You betcha. See y'all.
Yeah, that's one way to describe an 8-9 matchup. I don't know if they're quite to that level, but I hear what you're saying. So, hey, I want to let you know about my friends at Vici Aesthetics and Wellness. They've helped me lose over 16 pounds in the last 4 or 5 weeks, and you probably heard about semaglutide. If you're looking, and some people say semaglutide. I've been told it's semaglutide, but either way, it's the shot that your friends are on. If you've noticed some of your friends in your circle losing weight recently and you wonder how they're doing it, it's likely this way. It's FDA approved. This is a doctor-supervised, medically approved program that you'll be on, just like me and just like Derek Ruskin. 479-343-8424 is their number. How does it work? What's it going to do to my body? Well, it's going to slow down your appetite. It's going to help you make better choices. I tell you what I've noticed this week in my 4th, 5th week on it, all the cravings that I had before, the things that, you drive by the Arches and you want to pull in for a McDouble, you just don't feel like it anymore. I mean, just that impulse and that urge has went away. I think that's where a lot of us, particularly as you get older, need a little help losing weight, is some of those things that, you talk yourself into. 479-343-8424. Slows down the gastric process by slowing down the digestive process, making you feel full longer, helps regulate your blood sugar. So, I mean, you're going to lose weight. You're going to feel better. And this is a great program that Derek and I have both been on, and both are having success on as well. Now, if you live in Northwest Arkansas, they're right there in Springdale. If you're listening from some other part of the state, they can do telemedicine. send the products to you, and you can self-administer. It's no big deal. I mean, that needle is less than an inch. It's small needle. You don't even feel the shot. It's one of those that, as your kids will say, there's no owie on this one. It's an easy, simple deal. I mean, this is really simple. 479-343-8424. You can call or text to set up your consultation. And again, if you're outside of Northwest Arkansas, they can do telemedicine with you and get that started this week. 343-8424. Vici Aesthetics and Wellness, helping you lose some weight.
So no green beer this weekend? Are you a green beer guy?
I've had, you can still have some beer. You just can't have 10 beers. You can have
That's fair.
1 Mick Ultra, 2 Mick Ultras. You just got to watch what you're doing. So
it is St. Patrick's Day. This is
not the beer, it's the Doritos you have to watch.
Yeah.
Half a Reuben sandwich, not 2 Reuben sandwiches.
Not 2 or 3 in some cases. I do want a Reuben. I haven't had a good Reuben in a while. I know Arts is doing that all
they got that smoked Reuben over there.
Yeah. I want to do that.
You a sauerkraut guy?
Only on a Reuben. I don't put it on anything else, but on a Reuben, I just put up with it. But
raised on it.
This is the weekend. The reason I bring up the green beer is because Emmett Springdale is pointing out that's his March tradition. He didn't point to a food, but the green beer. And talking about this weekend, heading up to Des Moines, getting a chance to do that after the show. Excited about that. But college basketball-wise, this is where it takes center stage. Tom referencing the Big Ten and the SEC teams. You got 8-8 for each conference, and really a chance to showcase yourself. Big 12 is the best conference in the country. I refuse to believe that any other conference is superior to that, even the SEC in basketball. But you've got a chance to be really second in the pecking order, and you can prove that starting tonight with the win over Pittsburgh.
There's a difference. There's a difference in being best in regular season and then best in the tournament. Mm-hmm. So let's see if the two can hold up. I'd agree the Big 12's been the best all year long. They're more top heavy and a shorter roster of teams, but that doesn't mean they're going to have the most tournament success. And ultimately, isn't that all that matters? Is how well you do or don't play in the tournament? I mean, that's it, right? There is no other test. This is like that college course where there was one test at the end of the year, and that was 100% of your grade. Hated those courses, avoided them. But
like the plague.
That is where you're at on this deal. I mean, you can win your regular season title, and maybe you get a little small credit for that. But this basketball is all about how you do in the tournament.
Yeah. Just a reminder again, tonight you'll have 2 games: Southeastern Missouri State, Texas A&M Corpus Christi. They're taking on each other, and then Pittsburgh against Mississippi State, the first game tonight. You'll also have Arkansas baseball tonight on most of these ESPN Arkansas radio stations. So let's give away some tickets. I didn't do that last segment. That's my bad. 877-377-6963. We'll go to a pair to tonight's game.
2 pair.
Yeah, 2 pair.
2 pair.
To tonight's game. So we'll do callers 3 and callers 5. 3 and 5, 2 pair to tonight's game. Callers 3 and 5. Give Christian your first name, your last name, your telephone number, and where you're calling from. We will get those to you later on today.
All right, so if you're headed to Northwest Arkansas soon and you need a place to stay, whether it's for baseball or you're coming in for big weekend in April, stay at the End of the Mill. That's where we like to stay. It's a unique property, unique qualities and features. It's just different. It's got history. It's got the water features that are on there with the old mill, and it's conveniently located right in the heart of Northwest Arkansas at the Johnson exit. And the thing I like is Jennifer and the whole crew just give you the personal touch. From the time you call to book your reservation at 479-443-1800, or from when you arrive at the front desk, it's a personal experience that they take care of. So it's right in the heart of Northwest Arkansas, whether it's a baseball series, a trip to the Amp, Crystal Bridges, going to games, whatever it is, they're there for you. 479-443-1800 or book online at inatthemill.com.
Got a crazy baseball story that I want to share with you coming up. We'll talk some more Arkansas basketball as well. Also get into some SEC news with your SEC update coming up later this hour.
ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com's exclusive coverage of the NCAA tournament is brought to you by Mossback Fish Habitat. Made in Arkansas, the leading manufacturer of artificial fish habitat designed to enhance your fishery. Get your fish habitat products today at MossbackFishHabitat.com. Big Creek Trading Company has everything you need to get ready for the upcoming turkey season, whether it's on the water or in the woods. Allen has it at Big Creek Trading Company at the corner of Highways 62 and 65 and 412 just south of Harrison.
Wheels RV wants you to seek out all the natural state has to offer this year. Explore Arkansas in a new RV from Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, or Alliance. All the best brands at the best prices. Enjoy peace of mind with our lifetime warranty on every new RV and a mobile service shuttle to keep you camping. So come on in and discover why Wheels was voted the best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
WT Equipment is your home for New Holland ag and construction equipment, sales, parts, and service. For high horsepower row crop tractors and combines, utility tractors and hay equipment, compact track loaders, and mini excavators. WT Equipment has it all. Stop by one of their 8 locations to explore the value of New Holland tractors and see why New Holland hay equipment and twin rotor combines are second to none in harvesting ability. Need to upgrade your construction equipment fleet? Give WT Equipment a call. Come by a store or check out their website, WTEquip.com.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
There's more to a tractor than just horsepower. A tractor also needs weight to get that horsepower to the ground. With TYM, a heavier tractor comes standard. Many of the TYM models weigh more for the horsepower than comparable tractors from the big names, and tractors that weigh more do more. See Bush Tractor at their new location at 6100 South Zero in Fort Smith, or log on to bushtractor.com to see how they can upgrade your productivity.
Family first. My dad used to tell us that all the time. But family first wasn't just something he'd say to us. It was how he lived every day of his life. And it's how I try to live mine too.
At Shelter Insurance, our agents are dedicated to helping provide personalized auto, home, and life protection that puts your family first.
Call Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Burton Pools and Spas has built over 12,000 pools and installed more than 8,000 hot tubs, making the Burton family more than 20,000 members strong. Join the Burton family during our hot tub and swim spa closeout sale. All 2022 models must go. Save up to $3,750 off hot tubs and save up to $7,000 off swim spas with financing available. Stay healthy, have fun, and spend more time together with a hot tub from Burton Pools and Spas. At Burton, we do more than install hot tubs. We build long-term relationships.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. Over the years, we've helped thousands of customers drive better. It's simple really. Rath Road Ready used cars, live market value pricing, and award-winning Meineke Car Care Center service after the sale. It's what's made us Arkansas's favorite used car dealer. This month, you can start driving better too with up to $3,400 extra for your trade and savings up to $4,100 below retail. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in our Meineke Car Care Center, now offering our exclusive Meineke Mile service contracts and prepaid maintenance plans that can add life and value to your car while saving you up to 20%. By the way, visit us on Facebook or at rathauto.com to register for our monthly contest. You can win a set of tires plus a Meineke Mile prepaid maintenance plan, $1,000 value. It's free and it's fun, but absolutely ends March 31st. Start driving better today with Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, or online at rathauto.com.
Clogs? Nobody wants a clog. Westark Plumbing knows that clogs are a serious issue. They can signal that bigger problems are on the way. So contact Westark Plumbing while the problem is small. Slow shower and sink drains, gurgling toilets, and outside cleanouts making a mess? Call 479-646-5151 today. Westark Plumbing and expert drain cleaning since 1993. They keep you flowing. If you have slow drains or high water bills, call Westark Plumbing and expert drain cleaning service. 646-5151.
High-Tech Truck Refrigeration Service is all about God, family, and our country, and they proudly display the red, white, and blue. At High-Tech, they specialize in truck and trailer repair, service, and are certified in refrigeration repair. And every day, give thanks to those who have served our country and paid the ultimate sacrifice for folks like you and me. High-Tech Truck Refrigeration Service, located in Van Buren at 6410 Alma Highway or at 479-474-2220.
Precision Overhead Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all of your overhead door needs. Fully licensed and insured, with locations in Rogers and Fort Smith, serving all of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Give them a call today at 844-PDS-STORE or online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Back-to-back winners of the Best of Award, Gold Best Garage Company in Northwest Arkansas, and also winners of the River Valley Precision Overhead Door.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Woo Pig Suey, and it's fantastic when people call it. Now, if things aren't going well, sometimes they yell Woo Pig Fooey, and that isn't real good. That's bad luck. Calling hogs, they go Suey.
Hogs get it on a run out, though. Smith lobs for Walsh and a throwdown. Walsh from Smith, and the Hogs are within 3.
Do you enjoy watching Arkansas press conferences? Find all of them on our YouTube channel. You can hear from Sam Pittman, Eric Musselman, Dave Van Horn, and Razorback players. Just search Hit That Line and click subscribe.
Congrats to Susan Gregg in Lincoln and Alan Hoskin in Rogers on winning the tickets that we just gave away. We'll be doing this tomorrow as well. Again, Arkansas takes on UNLV, not at 6 tomorrow, Tommy, but at 3 in Baum-Walker Stadium.
6 tonight, 3 o'clock tomorrow, and we'll have the game for you right here. And congratulations to Alan and Susan. Larry Rath with Rath Auto Resources joins us now. He's getting ready for all the madness. Larry, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Hope you're having a good day so far. We're really excited about this time of year over here at Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, also Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. You know, we're starting to get in a good inventory of the Mitsubishi products, particularly the 23 Outlander. I don't know if you guys have seen this car yet or not, but I'm telling you, it is a world beater. Absolutely gorgeous. It's the right size. It's got the interior that everybody's looking for, a very forward interior, great technology, great safety. The initial quality on the Mitsubishis was the number one amongst all non-domestic brands, Japanese brands, last couple of years. So we're real happy about that. Just a terrific product. And I've actually got a few right now, including the plug-in electric hybrids, the PHEVs. And those vehicles are, if you read the reports, winning all the awards. And it's such a smart car for the times, kind of a bridge vehicle. Everybody's thinking about electric. Well, you still need that hybrid mode just in case you get off somewhere and you can't get to a charger. You need to be able to get home. It gets rid of that range anxiety. And so we've got a few of those to choose from as well. And used cars, you know, it's a great time of year for used cars, and we've stocked up. We bought so many cars in November and December. Those cars are on our lot, and they're looking really cheap right now. The market's going up. And so these cars are as cheap as we're going to have probably for months and months. Folks, if you want a bargain, get in here and choose one of these premium pre-owned vehicles from our big Rath Road Ready inventory. You're going to find something that's just right for you and your family. And right now, you're going to save some serious money. If you're worried about financing, don't be. Let us take care of that for you. We've got the banks and lenders lined up, ready to compete for your business. And that's what we do. We send it in. We get these guys fighting over it. We get you the very best deal we can. And that helps us keep you driving better. Secret weapon, Meineke Car Care Center. That's how we do it, folks. It's how we keep our customers happy. Check our reviews. Give us a shot at your business. Come on by and see us today. Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. The Meineke Car Care Center is at both locations. Or check us out online, rathauto.com.
All right, that's Rath Auto Resources, Fort Smith, and in Springdale. Larry, enjoy your Tuesday, and we'll talk to you a little bit later in the week on Friday.
Great. You guys have a great day, and folks, come and see us.
All right, plenty to get to here in your SEC update coming up. I want to talk about Chris Beard a little bit and the stuff's going on. We'll also give credit to where credit is due. Will McIntyre starting to play as of late and get to some SEC basketball as well. But, Tommy, I do want to mention this. We were talking about this before the show. There is a 56-year-old U.S. military veteran that retired from the Postal Service recently that is going back to play college baseball and is playing college baseball. He is only 5 years younger than his 61-year-old head coach at the community college where he plays at. And he's a grandfather of 9, and he just decided to play baseball.
Pretty amazing they even have a 61-year-old coach at a community college. Generally, that's a young man's game at that level, but that kind of I get that. My grandfather spent 39 years with the U.S. Postal Service, and he loved baseball. He passed away a few years ago, but that would be a story to bring a smile to his face, even though he was a Cubs fan.
I think that was something that he would definitely enjoy. It's one of the more wild stories that I've seen as of late.
Yeah. Hey, you're never too old.
Nope.
Don't let anyone fool you. Don't ever let them tell you they're too old. So you're too old to do something.
No, definitely not. I want to go back to something Tom Murphy was talking about when we had him on at the start of the 8 o'clock hour. We asked him a bunch of spring football stuff. Again, Sam Pittman meeting with the media tonight. They showed that video of Isaiah Satania catching that bobble pass. And I know that the transfers like Tesla and Broden and the kid from A&M Commerce, whose name I'm forgetting, but of the returners between Stevens, him, Jaden Wilson, I mean, I want to see if these guys can get on the field. One of the reasons that you brought in all these transfers last year is because you were unsure of that wide receiver room. I want to see if any returning guys can actually play and start significant minutes, because you started Landers, you started Hazelwood, and I guess the only returner at one point that was starting was Keytron Jackson because Warren Thompson lost his job. So I want to see if they can hold off the transfers.
Well, and you talked about the percentage of productivity on the offensive side that returned and how minimal that was. So that's part of it. But don't get too caught up in videos that the university's sending out. I don't think they're going to show you very many drops.
No.
So, I mean, you see one highlight reel catch. Let's not make too many assumptions about where they're at on things based on, what's being sent out in that regard. But, yeah, I mean, KJ's got to improve the passing game, and I know he's got a high percentage of completion, but we need to see more range in that, and, that is part of it. Hey, well, West Stark Plumbing, there for you, whether it's water, sewer, gas, or grease. They've been doing it since 1993. They can take care of clogged drains, a water heater that's on the fritz or has it won't hold the water anymore. Yet the bottom of it's rusted out. Maybe it's time to go to one of those tankless water heaters. West Stark Plumbing and Expert Drain Service can do that for you. 646-5151 is their number. They support the community. The money you pay at West Stark goes right back in the community to support their local staff. 479-646-5151. They'll keep you flowing with West Stark Plumbing and Expert Drain Service since 1993. We're live tomorrow morning beginning in Des Moines, Iowa tomorrow with coverage of the NCAA tournament brought to you by Mossback Fish Habitat. Find them online at mossbackfishhabitat.com. By Big Creek Trading Company just south of Harrison, and by Jersey Mike's, now serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Be a sub above with Jersey Mike's.
ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com's exclusive coverage of the NCAA tournament is brought to you by Mossback Fish Habitat.
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates, is looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. If you are a fence builder or have building or welding experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man offers great pay and a $500 sign-on bonus. Join the top fence building team and get a $500 sign-on bonus. The Fence Man. Apply today in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sacalé, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Remember this top 10 hit from 1983? Boy George, I Think You've Got It. It's Church of the Poison Mind by Culture Club. The culture is continuing to poison the minds of our youth by clubbing them with everything but the truth. But when we heed God's word, He gives us the solution to all the gender confusion. The true poison is believing that evil is good and good is evil. I'm Pastor Eve from Woodland. Think about it.
BetOnline remains your number one source for all your sports betting this season. Everything from the NFL and bowl season to esports. You'll find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at BetOnline. BetOnline features live betting, free contests, and live scores for almost any sport or game imaginable. We're the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite leagues and events. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE to receive your rewards. That's BLEAV. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Hi, I'm Mike Van Jr. with Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. You can count on my team to provide top quality pressure washing and exterior cleaning services for your property.
What all do you service?
Fence washing, gutter, or deep concrete cleaning for your home, commercial business, and more.
Do you have insurance?
Absolutely. We're covered with liability insurance, and we also use safe and effective wash methods, leaving your home or business looking brand new.
I guess I need to go to your website, mjmobilewash.com.
Or just give me a call at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all. When you stay overnight, you want the accommodations to feel comfortable and feel like home. Well, at Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels, you get exactly that. You can check out all their locations at bphotels.com. They have locations in Fayetteville, Bentonville, Little Rock, Jonesboro, Conway, El Dorado, Arkadelphia, North Little Rock, Bryant, Hot Springs, Ardmore, Oklahoma, and coming soon to Kansas City. bphotels.com. Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels, looking forward to serving you in 2023.
Are you looking for the best Razorbacks insight and analysis?
Hell yeah.
How about listening to an Arkansas football legend?
Matt Jones, all he does is make big plays.
What's the voice of the Hogs have to say?
Hey, what a great crowd last night.
Don't forget about the Omahogs.
The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Matt Jones, Chuck Barrett, and Phil Elson, the best in the business on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share.
And residential. Tub and shower enclosures, mirrors, glass table, and countertops cut to custom size are just a few services offered by Arkansas Glass and Mirror Company. Arkansas Glass and Mirror stocks laminate glass, plexiglass, Lexan, window glass, and mirror and plate glass. For more information, call 646-4300. That's 646-4300.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else.
I may not know much about my SUV and what makes it go, but I do believe in history. And if you can be local and in business since 1984 and have the reputation for good, honest service Jody's has, that's all I need, with pickup and delivery and free shuttle service and coupons to save me money. Jody's. My SUV goes to Jody's for everything.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we can do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials. Tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com. Schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbor since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSauto.com.
Fast, reliable, local. 3 reasons to choose Dobson Fiber for your business internet and phone needs. Why is Dobson better? Because we're an all-fiber network, 100%. The Dobson network includes over 4,900 miles of fiber optic cable. And because we're all fiber, we have over 99% uptime. Come work with real local people. We've lived and worked in the communities we've served for 85 years. Choose Dobson Fiber for your business today. Visit us at dobson.net.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Somebody said we've got SEC bias. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing. The SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
All right, so listen to Arkansas' schedule, who they've had to play this year. Great from Hog Stats. He compiled this yesterday. You've had to play Alabama twice, who's a 1 seed. Tennessee is a 4 seed. Kentucky twice, who's a 6 seed. A&M 3 times, who's a 7 seed. Mizzou twice, who's a 7 seed. And Auburn twice, who's a 9 seed. You also had to play Mississippi State's 11 seed, UNC Asheville, San Diego State, and Baylor, and Creighton too. So it's not like the schedule, Tommy, has been easy for Arkansas. But again, that's what we point to, is them being an 8 seed, even with an 8-10 conference record.
The record is what it is. I mean, you got 13 losses, so 8 seeds kind of where you're at with your record. Now, what you're saying is they're battle-tested. What you also can add to that is 19 of those games came without Nick Smith. He had a few others where he played limited minutes. And he's got to be the straw that stirs the drink. He's got to be the difference of why you're not really a 13-loss team. You know, what you're saying is, well, if he'd have played all the games, you would have lost 7. And we're really like a 5 seed. Well, you got to play to that level. That's what this tournament's all about, playing to a level that you hadn't been at all year long. Arkansas's got some reasons. Some might view them as excuses of why they haven't. But, you know, I'm not a big believer in you just flip the switch. But I think this team's got some ability to play at a different level than what we've seen over the body of their work.
Yep. You get to see the first SEC game tonight as Pittsburgh takes on Mississippi State. It's on True TV at 8 o'clock tonight. I will be watching that in Des Moines, Iowa as we get down there. We were initially going to go down on Wednesday, but Arkansas practice starts, I think, at around 1 o'clock tomorrow. They get going with Musselman and the rest of the players around 12:25. So we're going to get down there a little earlier than anticipated because I want to hear what Muss has to say, the players have to say, and then also I want to see what Illinois looks like. It's always fun to you watch these guys on TV, and then you're next to them courtside, Tommy. You don't realize really how tall they are and how big they are until you're actually that close in person. It's wild.
You don't have anything to put it in relative terms.
Nope.
Yeah, because everybody on the basketball court, you know, if you're 6'4", you're the short guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different.
You're 6'4" in the office, you're the big guy.
Yeah. Other SEC news, Chris Beard hired as the Ole Miss head coach. I know a lot of people have issues with that. He's a heck of a coach, but the stuff that occurred in Austin, Texas this year is, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. What went down. I mean, just read the police report. That's that's probably the thing I would base my assumption and my thought process on is just reading that police report, which was very vivid and descriptive.
So, you know, with the Alabama situation, there was a lost life. We know about that. And there was Brandon Miller never charged with a crime. And Darius Miller was, and the other teammate was. Was it Miles and Miller, right?
Darius Miles. Correct.
Darius Miles and then Brandon. No,
Brandon Miller. Jade Bradley's the other one.
Bradley, okay.
Not charged.
Get my names. Brandon Miller, obviously not charged and has played, and freshman of the year and player of the year, all these things, but never charged with a crime. Chris Beard, charged with a crime, never taken to court, never prosecuted. But you got to, like you said, just read the police report, and we're all smart enough. We all have enough common sense. We all know how the world works in these matters. And there's not a lot left of the imagination. So if you're an Ole Miss fan or you're an Ole Miss administrator or you're a parent of a prospect that Chris Beard may come recruit, you got to decide, hey, what's my moral threshold on this? What's inbounds and out of bounds for me on this? And I think a lot of people will view this, you know, as out of bounds. I mean, all you got to do is, I mean, I don't think any of us are naive enough to believe we don't know what happened based on just what we've read. What, you know, just because it never went to a courtroom doesn't mean it didn't happen. Doesn't mean that he didn't do it. So, you know, we all got to decide for ourselves what's okay here.
Yeah, I'd say that's a good way to look at it. Last thing here in your SEC update, Will McIntyre, SEC co-pitcher of the week. He's looked good. Hopefully he continues on his run through SEC play. Again, Arkansas baseball tonight, 6 o'clock against UNLV, the hustling Rebels, not the running Rebels.
No.
We're used to on the basketball side of things, but the hustling Rebels for baseball-wise. And kind of back to what you're saying about Beard, you think about how tough and difficult the SEC already is. Adding him to the fold will make it that much more
make no doubt, the league just got more difficult with Chris Beard in it. I mean, the personal issues and what happened in Austin and why he was dismissed as Texas is one thing. Let me just tell you, it just got harder to win games in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way around it. Major upgrade. Recruiting just got more difficult. I can promise you the coaches that are in the tournament are concerned about the time they're not spending on recruiting while Chris Beard has nothing to worry about but recruiting.
Yeah.
I guarantee that's a thought in their mind.
Yeah.
So, you know, this league became more difficult because the level of coaching just got elevated. Think what you want personally of Chris Beard. He's a great coach, and he'll make it harder to win games in this league.
Yeah, it is tough. And the SEC tied its conference record in terms of NCAA tournament teams with 8. First time since 2018 they've been able to do that. We'll see next year if they can get to 9, maybe 10. I mean, it just depends. With Texas and Oklahoma being added in 2 years, that's only going to be amplified, I would think.
Bigger conferences, though, are going to get more teams, you would think. All right, that's your SEC update. It's brought to you by the Hickey and Hull Law Partners. If you're involved in a divorce or a custody case, and you need an attorney you can trust to guide you through the whole process, The staff and the attorneys at the Hickey and Hull Law Partners have over 7 decades of combined experience. They've seen and heard nearly every scenario you can imagine. Hickey and Hull Law Partners are ready to put that experience to work for you, the client, and get you the best possible results. Visit them online, kevinhickeylaw.com, or call 479-434-2414 today. Schedule your first visit with Kevin and Brad. That's 479-434-2414. Kevin Hickey Law. Things are about to get better.
The pride of Nemo Vista has phoned in this morning as Sterling from Center Ridge has called in. What's up, man? How are we this Tuesday?
Oh, I'm great, Ty and Tommy. Guys, the Big 12 is as Ty said earlier, it's the toughest league in college basketball, and to me, it's not even close. But the arrival of Chris Beard, I think we got a conference that's gonna soon be the best conference in college basketball. And you look at what the Big 12 has done in recent past, and I know Brent and Chuck is going to bed or turn the station because we're talking about something other than the Razorbacks right now. But you got Texas Tech that went to the finals, led by Chris Beard. The COVID year, Kansas was going to be the number 1 overall seed, if not the odds-on favorite to win the title. Then in the following year, you have Baylor, and then last year you had Kansas, and what this league has done this year. And I know some people don't think West Virginia shouldn't be in and all that, but that league over there is rough. But what's going to happen to that league is 2 of their members are going to join us, and Chris Beard is coming to join another team. I mean, this league is about to be murderous row in every sport you can think of. And I just don't know. Somehow we're going to have to compete. And I don't know where the money's going to come from or what we're going to have to do as fans or the athletic department, but it's going to be hard to be very good in this league. To me, Arkansas is overachieved for years with the resources that we have, and I'm very impressed with what we've done. But somehow we're going to have to step it up again, and I don't know if we can. I know y'all coming up to the end of the show, and y'all touch on that real fast. And y'all guys have a great, wonderful day.
Thanks, Sterling.
Thanks, Sterling. We talk about $10, $11, $12 million is where the conversation in football begins on NIL. What is that, number 3 or 4 or 5 million in basketball? I mean, you got fewer players. You, I guess, in theory, don't need as much money, but it also probably means that more of your players are probably going to have 7-figure deals. We've heard a lot about agent involvement. So to me, that's where it's at, Sterling, is which schools are going to get on board when it comes to NIL. And it looks, from football, where Lane Kiffin had options that they stepped to the pump at Ole Miss with some NIL promises, money, whatever, that he will need. Because if you don't have that, you can't compete. And you can't compete if you can't get those 2 or 3 kids. But it still comes down to identifying the players in the portal, better have that NIL money for them in some regards, and then going and getting 2 or 3 prized high school recruits. You'd like to find the next Brandon Miller on the court because they're not the number 1 overall seed and the favorite for the Final Four without him, and he's a freshman. So it's that balance that I think Arkansas is going to be looking for, is how do I get the right 21, 22-year-olds to go along with the lack of experience in the 18-year-olds that have 5 stars by their name.
Yeah, which you had 2 years ago with Mo, Jalen, Devo, and then you pair him with Jalen, Justin, and some of the other guys. That's what you had 2 years ago. This year I got according to plan. You just hope something will change. I don't know if it will.
What do we do as fans? I don't know what we can do other than buy tickets, but NIL is going to be a big deal.
He's basically advocating for fans to put in, maybe I'm putting words in his mouth like he likes to say I do sometimes, but it sounded like to me he's wanting fans to help out with the new One Arkansas NIL thing. That
can you just donate as a fan? Send $20 in.
They just got that website up and running for every fan imaginable.
All right, few things I want to pass along. Obviously, games are coming up this week. The place to watch is at Joe's Grill and Cantina. When the Hogs are on Friday on the TVs, they'll have every TV in the restaurant on the Razorback game. They'll have half-price apps and taps during the game. So that's coming up Friday at Joe's. If you're looking for a place to watch the game in the River Valley, our friends at Joe's will be ready. 3:30 in the afternoon. I'd probably get there early, get a good seat at the bar, and enjoy half-price apps and taps, and they carry that on into dinner time. And really for March Madness, Joe's is the place, South 74th Street across from Harps. Also want to remind you, Burton Pools and Spas has Mermaid Madness going on. They have filled a hot tub in both locations, Springdale and in Fort Smith, with Little Mermaids. You can go by and guess how many are in there. Or you can go to hitthatline.com and click on Mermaid Madness, see the photo, and guess for yourself. The closest guess to how many mermaids are in the hot tub, and you can stop by either location and view that for yourself, wins a brand new Fantasy Enamor Premier Hot Tub package valued at over $6,000. This is a 4-person hot tub, plug and play, ready to go, adjustable waterfall, multicolored lights, even got a built-in ice bucket to keep your drinks cold for hours. Has the cover, the steps, and startup chemicals that all come with it. So get by Burton Pools and Spas, Springdale, and in Fort Smith. When you enter the contest, there's also a $500 coupon that you can use for a new hot tub or above-ground pool right now. It's all from Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith. Last thing I want to remind you of, bracket contest. Hitthatline.com. If you haven't entered yours, go there today. You got till Thursday morning to get that handled. And bring your groups, set your groups up there, family, public, private. You can do them all right there at hitthatline.com. Click on bracket contest.
I'll be live in Des Moines, Iowa, as will Chuck B tomorrow. We're going to get ready for this practice tomorrow. And Eric Musselman and Anthony Black, whoever they bring out tomorrow. And the rest of this stuff, again, live from Des Moines, Iowa tomorrow. Excited to see what the Razorbacks can do Thursday against Illinois. For Tommy Kraft, Christian Johnson, Tom Murphy, Bruce Stanton, I'm Ty Richardson. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. Only 2 days out from Arkansas and Illinois.
Wheels RV wants you to seek out all the natural state has to offer this year. Explore Arkansas in a new RV from Grand Design.